Patriots have released veteran Cam Newton, meaning rookie Mac Jones will be their starting quarterback. With Jones under center, New England could potentially be one of the AFC's elites this fall, believes ESPN's Booger McFarland.
If Mac Jones stays healthy, they will challenge the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East, which gives them an opportunity to challenge whoever comes out of the other divisions. They will be a top 4 team in the AFC. Bill Belichick has put a team together led by a rookie quarterback that if he stays healthy, they are a top 4 team in the entire AFC this season.
Booger McFarland on Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Patriots cornerback Stephon Gilmore on the PUP list to open the season, so he's out at least the first 6 games. Gilmore, who wants a new contract, is recovering from surgery on a torn quad. Saints receiver Michael Thomas, recovering from foot surgery, also will start out the season on the PUP list. New Orleans bye week is week 6, so he's out at least the first 5 games of the season. Baseball, shortstop Francisco Lindor and second baseman Javi Baez today apologized to Mets fans for giving them the thumbs down gestures after getting booed recently. Jason Payne's been hired as the head coach of the ECHL Cincinnati Cyclones, making him the only black head coach in North American professional hockey next season. He had a 14-year playing career, making it as far as the AHL.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Did I win a bet?
You did win a bet.
Did
Congratulations.
I win a bet on a Tuesday?
Congratulations, man.
Just thought about that.
What is it? Your first one in 2 years?
I don't know about that. I mean, I might have won 2 bets this weekend. Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, but
find that?
I would go back and listen to the audio of that one.
So what are you saying?
I'm just saying go back and listen to the audio on that one.
All right.
Okay. But you did win the Cam Newton bet. Congratulations, man.
All right. Is the technicality on the Minshew one the conditional pick?
No, just we have to go back and listen to it. I'll say that much.
We need a judge.
We need a judge there, yeah.
All right. I'm not sure. It depends what mood Casey's in if I want him to be the judge. I might have to call my mom.
Okay. Well, I mean, I feel like that's not that fair either. So we have to maybe nick our boss.
Sometimes she doesn't like me either.
Maybe, well, yeah. But sometimes she does. I feel like Nick, our boss, maybe could figure it out for us.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Boss man Nick, bring him in. Maybe Kuz.
Yeah. Hey, have we established the Tim Tebow autographs? Did 3 players get his autograph?
We don't know. I wonder.
I feel like that didn't happen.
If we ever get Urban on the show, I think we might ask him that question.
Okay.
Is that a fair question?
You
think he'd scoff at that question?
You going to ask him that question. I'm not going to do that
afraid.
one. Of all the questions I'm going to ask Urban Meyer, if players got Tim Tebow's autograph, isn't going to be in my top 5.
Well, how else are we going to find out?
Ask Gardner Minshew. That's what you said.
Okay, when are we having Gardner on?
I don't know, man. Get a hold of him.
When are we going to talk to Gardner?
I mean, I'm just going to assume right now that I won that bet. I don't think 3 players in that locker room.
When I put that out there, they said, most people on Twitter said guarantee at least got 3 of them. They were on my side.
You're acting like players get autographs anymore, though. Huh? You're acting like autographs are a big thing in locker rooms.
We should be out there asking the guys to get cut as they walk by. Hey, excuse me.
Hey, did you get an autograph from your own teammate?
Did you get Trevor's?
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Trevor's might be valuable.
For sure.
Wow, this is a little bit of a surprise. Jaguars releasing Philip Dorsett.
Yeah.
They brought him in. And, I don't really think he's done that much, but I just thought because they brought him in, that Dorsett would be a guy they would keep. Well, what's the news on Colin Johnson yet? I saw some say, well, might not look good for Johnson, but I haven't seen anything official. These are slowly trickling in, by the way. Doug Costin.
Someone say it might not look good for Colin Johnson?
Yeah, but I think all this is looking better for Colin Johnson.
Who's saying? Okay.
I think it was Dilla.
Oh, well, then, yeah, it's not looking good for Colin Johnson.
Yeah, see.
Well, I mean, the next time say that, I thought you were just talking about us. Someone said on Twitter.
Well, somebody did say on Twitter.
Yeah, but it's Dilla, though. Yeah, but it's Dilla, though.
He's a someone.
Yeah.
He got beat by Schefter yesterday, man.
He's got his own hat, though.
Yeah,
he's got his own hat,
he's
though.
He's losing a little steam here.
He's got his own hat. And didn't he break? What did he break recently?
He says, sounds like Colin Johnson's also being released.
Man, Colin Johnson's gone, huh?
That's 2 hours ago.
Man. I figured Colin Johnson's going to stay. Interesting.
I mean, here's the thing: if Dilla's not correct on this one, and he got beat by Schefter yesterday, Dilla's got some problems. He needs to circle the wagons.
Didn't Dilla just break some news a couple weeks ago That
was a couple weeks ago, man.
Okay.
What have you done for me lately?
Okay, man.
What have you done for me lately? No.
Hey, Brent. What have you broken?
Yeah. Hey, bandanas.
Okay, good.
I don't need you sticking up for Dilla, by the way.
I'm not sticking up for Dilla, man. I'm just saying, hey,
it's okay to get on Dilla's bad side. You're fine.
I'm just gonna say, if Dilla said that Colin Johnson might be gone, and you said Colin Johnson might be gone, I'll be honest, I might have to side with Dilla on that one. I'm just saying.
Dilla had his feet up watching CBS 47, the pregame show the other day. So
nice.
I'm all good.
Cool.
But I mean, if you cut Dorsett,
yeah.
If you cut Cotton, which was not a surprise.
Yeah.
If you cut
practice squad, probably.
Who else was earlier today?
Josh Jones.
Nah, but receiver wise.
Oh, Treadwell.
Yeah, Laquan Treadwell.
Cut Treadwell. I mean, are you just keeping 5 receivers? Maybe.
No,
I mean, could that be it? Could they keep just 5? Some teams do, but 5 with Jamal Agnew being one doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's a weird puzzle. So I would say Colin Johnson right now. I mean, if you're cutting Treadwell, Colin Johnson, and Dorsett, I mean, does that mean a guy like Devin Smith? I get Tevin Jones and Devin Smith all mixed up.
Yeah.
But Devin Smith, who just got here because of familiarity, could make the team.
He had that one great catch, but
speed guy though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Guy. I mean, you got to think of it from that point of view, right? Urban wants speed.
Sure.
They lost ETN. They lost speed.
Yeah.
You know, Dorsett and Cooper figure to be guys that could help you in that category. Colin Johnson's not helping you in that category.
No, but wasn't Dorsett brought in to be the speed guy?
I know.
So all of a sudden they think Devin Smith is the speed guy over him?
Well,
I don't know.
Have we given up on Tavon Austin? Is that officially done? Or
well, no.
Good call.
And you have to make the 53. And by the way, Urban Meyer, I mean, was outspoken in his admiration for Tavon Austin.
Mm-hmm.
But is Tavon Austin? Is he that big of a deal for you to keep and put on injured reserve? Like, keep him on the 53 right now and put him on injured reserve, because that might be where he's headed.
Yeah.
And then he misses a few games, but you have him on the roster for later. He was day-to-day at last check, so maybe that injury is not super severe and doesn't cost him a roster spot. But based on the injury, based on the competition, based on the number of spots you're going to have in that spot, we all kind of figured a guy like Tavon Austin could be the odd man out. Or is there a way to protect him somehow on the roster? So that's in play as well. Austin's a good call there.
Do we know what the diagnosis was of?
I think it was a quad. It was like day-to-day on a quad injury.
Well, then you got to think, if it's day-to-day and it's like, like a strain or something, and the fact that he didn't play in the last preseason game, does that tell you the fact that maybe they kept him out because he made the team?
Well, he didn't play because he couldn't play. He was hurt.
No, yeah, I get that, but quads, I mean, I feel like sometimes, for instance, I had a torn hamstring my last game against Cleveland and Chicago in the preseason. I'm like, well, I got to make the team, so you do what you got to do. I mean, I'm not sure how serious the quad strain is. Like, he didn't tear it. So if it's strained, like, I don't know. I wonder if they just kept him up because they knew he was going to make the team.
Well, maybe they do. I mean, maybe they had, again, Urban Meyer, outspoken admiration for what he's done.
Yeah.
And he is a guy in the mix to be able to replace what ETN does potentially. Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying, if he was healthy, I'd say, heck, I think he might be on the team, which is a heck of a story too, because this guy just walked off the street, might make the team. But maybe that's a Devin Smith kind of role too. Maybe that could be the story. Devin Smith comes, 2 days later, boom, on the team. I find that hard to believe.
He had a great catch.
He did have a great catch.
But let's be honest, though. Do you think Pharoh Cooper makes this team because of one solid game?
I think he does because of his versatility.
Okay.
I think they like him. He was pretty good the other night in the return game, too. And I think if Agnew does go down or something, then who's next? And how many of those guys do you have? I don't think they have a lot of those guys. Mm-hmm. Marvin Jones isn't going to do that. DJ Chark isn't going back to do that. Laviska Shenault, I don't think is going back to do that. I think he did that a little bit in college, though, but I don't think he's doing that. Maybe just based on, now, Tavon Austin could do a little bit of that, right? Mm-hmm. So, but Cooper's probably more primed for it. And so maybe he fits some of the things. And he did have a nice game the other day. Mm-hmm. So, the Dorsett thing's interesting. Dorsett didn't do anything, in my opinion, the whole month to, say, wow. But because he was an ad by the regime, I thought, I think if you actually asked me this question back in May, I said, I don't think he's going to make the team. I think he was pretty reasonable, cheap deal. Mm-hmm. And I think this was just an insurance policy. Let's see what he's got left. But as this thing goes along and there's not a wow factor with their number 4, 5, and 6 receivers, mm-hmm. you kind of figure, okay, they invested in this guy. They see something. They see a role for him. Dorsett looks like, according to Tom Pelissero, I think it was, he just mentioned, he's going to be cut by the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I think Tavon Austin's maybe one to watch here because, the fact that he hasn't been released already, I think it is a little, maybe he has, we just haven't heard anything. But once again, I just feel like if you have a quad strain and you're on the bubble and you know you're on the bubble, you're going to try everything in your power to try to go out there and make the team. Sometimes you have to overwrite what the trainers say just to get out there and get some reps. And the fact that he didn't do that, maybe he knew that his job was safe.
Yeah, that's, again, I don't think he played in that game because I think he was hurt. But I understand your point.
I know, but sometimes players got to play hurt.
No, you're right. Yeah. Listen, I saw Claybrooks try to get right back in there because I think he knew he was on the bubble. Sidney Jones. We didn't have him on our final 53. This is a guy that I thought was a star of camp, really, and then the last couple of weeks, I don't think his game tape looked that good. Now, he had some really good stuff last year for this team, who needed it when he came in here. He goes out to Seattle. I think it's probably a pretty good move for the organization and the Jags, right, from a business standpoint, to get something in return for Sidney Jones, who might find his way out in Seattle, might be a good spot. But, again, I don't know if he was going to factor in much. And there's twofold thing there. You get rid of Sidney Jones, you get a sixth-round pick. By the way, that's 4 sixth-round picks now for the Jags. But on top of that, doesn't this say a whole heck of a lot about C.J. Henderson? As much as Tyson Campbell getting drafted said about C.J. Henderson, we thought at the time, this move to get Sidney Jones off to Seattle might say a lot about C.J. Henderson, who has really flipped his camp narrative on its head. It was, you wondered if this guy was even going to play. In fact, I remember saying, if I had to bet right now, I don't think this guy plays in the opener. Yeah. Well, now he's your starting corner, and he's played really well the last few weeks of camping in these games.
Yeah, obviously, I think Tyson Campbell was a fail-safe because they weren't quite sure on C.J. Henderson. You heard the in-camp rumblings, if you will, of, he wasn't there. Coaches had to go to his house to check on him and all this stuff. And, yeah, I think we all thought that, this could be the end possibly for C.J. Henderson in Jacksonville. There were some analysts saying that, there's trade rumors out there and everything. Well, C.J. Henderson comes out, has a heck of a preseason, picks up of, kind of a mediocre rookie season and now has made some progress and looks to be, fitting the mold of that 2 cornerback, taking on the 2 receiver. And I think he's done a hell of a job for himself in this training camp. So he's definitely improved. I think Urban Meyer is a huge fan of him. And now, you can put Tyson Campbell or whoever you put Trey Herndon in the slot and you're good to go. So I think the Jaguars needed C.J. Henderson to perform well in this preseason, and he obviously did.
Yeah, I think he did too. Listen, I do believe there's still a little bit of a trust factor in what you can rely on because you just, I don't know. If you have to go visit a player at his home, that's a major red flag to me. And so there were some issues with CJ. We don't know exactly what they are, but there's definitely some issues. Like, that's not even a hidden thing. The organization was forthright with that, not specific about it, but forthright about it. And so hopefully he's in a good spot right now and everything's clicking and working and Urban's really getting the most out of him and Charlie Strong and everybody else. But I still think there's got to be a little hesitation, and you better have a backup plan just in case with C.J. Henderson. As it sits right now, you got Shaq Griffin, C.J. Henderson, and Tyson Campbell works right in the mix somewhere as well. Trey Herndon is hurt as a nickel guy, so it could be Tyson Campbell playing nickel. Jaguars definitely have some question marks, but I can guarantee you this. They love their athleticism and talent back in the secondary with their corner spot. I just think it raises some questions. Now we got to go see them get it done when the real bullets start flying here in September.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an upgrade from what you saw in the preseason because now you're going against, starting wide receivers. And we've talked about it before on this show. When we talk about a 3-4 defense of what Joe Cullen's going to try to do, it's going to revolve around a lot of man coverage. And if the defensive line gets home, balls could be thrown up in the air. You got to make a play on them. So, yeah, it's going to come down to Tyson Campbell. Has he improved on those 2 preseason games where he couldn't get his head around, where he couldn't track the ball? Has Shaq Griffin found some improvements now, on taking the one receiver, manning up, and not, getting beat over the top per se? And can C.J. Henderson keep on that confidence and improve on, really a pretty dang good first game and maybe a little second game of last season, and then he started to digress a little bit, which is what you never want to see from a rookie cornerback. So can they all improve on some things that we saw in the preseason?
All right, so the Jaguars' 53-man roster is due out at 4 o'clock. So you got 45 minutes. Obviously, there's been a trickling of reports about who's in, who's out, who might be in, who might be out. The biggest I'm not sure surprise. Well, the biggest surprise just happened. That report on Dorsett is probably the biggest surprise so far. Sidney Jones, again, we didn't have him on the – I think we went back and forth between Sidney Jones and Daniel Thomas. So Sidney Jones getting traded last night, kind of a good move for the organization because I think they were going to cut him anyway.
Yeah.
But the surprise move right now, like Quan Treadwell's not a surprise. I thought he had a decent camp. I thought he could have snuck in potentially. But the surprise right now has to be Dorsett, a guy they brought in, and a guy I think many people had factored into the equation at the wide receiver position. As clear as the top 3 receivers are for the Jaguars, the last 3 positions, or potentially 4, are very unclear. Jamal Agnew is not really a receiving threat. He just goes in that category as a punt return man, we believe. I don't think he's going to be a big part of this offense. So you almost have to put him off to the side. Where do they go with these final 2 spots, 3 spots? How badly will they need those guys? Hopefully not too badly at the start of the season because it doesn't look like they have overwhelming confidence in any of them.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what the bottom half is going to look like. One could think that, maybe if you let Dorsett go, maybe there's possible waiver wire addition that they see already, true. So obviously they're doing their due diligence right now because it's kind of and it's not just the GM. I mean, obviously he's got people around him, but not only are you concerned about your roster right now, but you're watching literally 31 other teams and, by the minute of who they're cutting because it can be like, well, we can replace, that guy on our waiver wire. We can get him and cut one of our receivers. So, I'm really curious to see how it's going to shake out a little bit. Once again, we talked about Colin Johnson on the back end. I think from special teams, Colin Johnson did play some special teams as well, right? Like I want to say I think I saw him on 3 teams, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so, I mean.
You got to be able to do that as a 4th, 5th, 6th wide receiver.
For sure. And once again, when you have the size, you can interchange a little bit more, I feel like, as opposed to being a skill position where, all right, you're on the outside and that's where you're going to be. So we shall see.
Anything else catching your attention around the league from a roster cut standpoint? Because remember, the Jags have waiver wire position number 1. So there's a guy like Devontae Freeman, right? Looks like he's been let go by the Saints. There are some running backs out there.
Tyron Johnson's got let go from the Chargers, which is kind of surprising from he's a wide receiver, had a great season last year. Looked good in the preseason from what I saw.
Yeah, and again, some of these good teams, I would think right now the Jaguars are looking at tight end. And Hollister, I think, out in Seattle was cut. Or maybe who was he with in camp? Now he was with Seattle last year. Jacob Hollister.
I think he's with Buffalo.
I think he might have been with Buffalo in camp here, yeah. And so he's out there. Could that be an upgrade at the position? I think I saw he had like 66 catches and a few touchdowns, 6 touchdowns maybe even last year. If you upgrade tight end, defensive line looks like a potential spot to upgrade, I would think, for the Jags. Outside of that, I mean, you really have to hit somebody with a blockbuster to maybe bump someone off receiver, linebackers, secondary, even offensive line. I mean, I know Jags fans are like, well, who are they going to pick up with the offensive line? Yeah. I don't think they're going to find too much that they like better than what they have, honestly, with a waiver wire. I don't see that being a thing. We think Will Richardson's going to make the team. We believe if they keep 9 guys, maybe that's somebody who becomes expendable if you like somebody else on the waiver wire. But their top 8 guys are their top 8 guys. I don't see an upgrade coming off the waiver wire over the Jags' top 8 guys on the offensive line.
No, not at the moment. Now, once again, I mean, maybe there's a guy out there that's got a bigger contract that we're not talking about that we haven't really, heard about. That could make himself known. But where it stands right now, I assume the offensive line stays together.
Yeah, me too. How about the big story? Did anybody see Cam Newton coming?
I certainly did not.
That is, I didn't see the cut come. I was like, whoa. That was one, sometimes you read some tweet, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Now Mac Jones being named the starter, that wouldn't have been whoa. But I guess in hindsight, it kind of is like, I get it. Cam Newton, backup quarterback. If you're going to name Mac the starter, he's the guy.
Sure.
Right? Do you need Cam Newton around? And I don't even think this has much to do with Cam Newton's not going to be good as a backup. I think he's a good teammate, man. I think that's fine. But I think the big thing here is Mac Jones won that job. And you know what? From what I saw and from what I think about Cam Newton now as a football player, and I like Cam Newton too, but I just think Cam Newton's kind of done.
Yeah,
I really do. I don't think he has much left. And it's too bad because he's a heck of an athlete and he had a really nice career at times. I was never huge on Cam. I think his physique and that the physical traits outweighed the talent at QB sometimes, but still. He was an MVP, okay? He went to the Super Bowl. I mean, he had that kind of season, and he did some amazing things.
Yeah.
But I'm not shocked. I think this is the right move. I'm shocked that he got released, that part of it. Not shocked Mac Jones. I think he's a better guy for the Patriots.
Let me ask you this, though. Is this all about Mac Jones' play or the fact that the Patriots were rumored to be frustrated with Cam Newton after the whole COVID protocol thing?
Yeah, that's come up, right? I don't know. I mean, we could guess. I don't know how to comment on that, though, you know?
Well, they're saying that multiple sources from the building say that there was a degree of frustration for the Patriots crew when Cam Newton opted not to get a COVID test in the facility, violating protocols. So I guess he got tested, but outside the facility, outside the Patriots facility.
Yeah. I don't know. I could see. Here's what. When that happened, it seemed like Belichick opened the door for Mac Jones.
Oh, for sure.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that was already Mac Jones was playing pretty well. And then he even admitted, he's like, well, yeah, I mean, he's got an opportunity here with Cam away. Mm-hmm. So that might have flipped the tables on that whole situation. Let's talk more about the Jags. We'll keep you up to date on the latest going on. Next 40 minutes, probably a big deal for some of these guys trying to make the roster. They may already know, but it hasn't been out there publicly just yet for some. And the Cam Newton, Mac Jones. The Mac Jones story to me is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. He's a Jacksonville guy, and is he the next big thing in New England to follow up Tom Brady? That's a legitimate question now for the Patriots. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Hot and humid today under partly sunny skies with a few afternoon showers and thunderstorms developing. Highs in the low 90s. Muggy overnight tonight with a few showers in the mid-70s and a mix of clouds and sun with on and off showers and scattered storms tomorrow. Your Wednesday high 87. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where for a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Hi, Steve. Have a seat. I just wanted to see how your meeting with Chardonnay went.
Chardonnay?
According to your Peak push-to-talk device, you were with Chardonnay or Porsche or Bambi.
Oh, Bambi, right.
I clicked boop to talk, and I was talking, but you weren't booping.
I can explain.
Love these little things. I know exactly where my people are anytime I need them. Boop.
I was in a boopin' meeting. We got the contract to build the champagne room at the Jiggle and Wiggle Gentlemen's Club.
You have glitter all over your face.
Find your people with a boop. BoopToTalk.com.
Boop. If you're anything like me, then cars were an important part of your childhood growing up. Literally, some of my very first memories involved helping my grandpa build old cars. If you're into cars, then you know that the technology is always evolving, which is why there's a demand for well-trained automotive technicians. As a student in the automotive technology program at JTech, you'll be learning basic automotive maintenance, diagnostic procedures, and effective repair methods while using testing equipment and specialized tools. The program also includes training on electrical, HVAC, engine performance, suspension, steering, brake systems, and transmission diagnosis and repair. Their shop settings are designed to represent the actual automotive environments that you will be experiencing when you get into the automotive industry. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
It's the national sales event at Arlington Toyota. Come shop over 700 new Toyotas and choose your way to save. Get interest rates as low as 0% on over 10 new Toyota models or enjoy no payments until 2022. Plus, with Arlington's 30-day exchange program, you get 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it. And with every new car purchase, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Why wait? Shop the national sales event at arlingtontoyota.com today. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/August for full details.
Happy football season. Oh, it's so good to have it back. What do you say we get a pint? You can do that at Colhane's Irish Pub all football season at Atlantic Beach in the South Side. 2 locations. TVs to watch your favorite teams like the Georgia Bulldogs. Fish and chips, shepherd's pie. Plenty of food and drink while you watch football. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Colhane'sIrishPub.com and try the new Five Sisters vodka at happy hour. 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and South Side. Colhane's Irish Pub. Irish sass with 5-star class.
Don't pay, don't find out, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey folks, living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is your most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. As the saying goes, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to your house, those cracks in the walls will cost you thousands if not repaired. Rhino Shield waterproofs your home with a coating that's 13 times thicker than box store paint. It reflects 97% of harmful UV rays, has a Class A fire rating, is salt air corrosive resistant, contains the highest quality ceramics, and of course it comes in any color. Plus, with our 25-year warranty, you get a non-pro-rated 100% transferable warranty that guarantees against chipping, cracking, and peeling. So call 904-519-5055 or visit rhinoshieldjacks.com and protect your house and your budget.
So you'll never have to paint again. Call Rhino Shield today.
I've been asked, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Here in the Sunshine State, more than 3 million men are over age 45, and over half suffer from ED or PE. Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Brown. If you're having problems in the bedroom and pills like Viagra have let you down, you'll see results at Prime Men's Medical Center, guaranteed, or your exam is free. And it's affordable.
Call 904-664-8217. Guaranteed results on your first visit or your exam is free. Call 904-664-8217.
Hey, it's Brett Morton from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
It's a fair conversation. You know, we played Lamar, we played Mark, we played the starting offensive line, we played the whole offense for 9 plays, I think it was. We played, you know, those guys played for no more than 23 plays the whole preseason. You know, it's what J.K. had. Some teams play their guys a lot. You know, I watch certain teams. You know who they are. They've played their starters every single game extensively. A lot of teams in our division have done that. Great teams in the AFC. The teams we're competing against in the AFC have pretty much all done that.
Such a tough deal for a coach. I think that's a hard thing. I sympathize with the coaches in the preseason. They are put in a tough spot. You know players want to play. I was down on the sideline. That was, by the way, John Harbaugh, Baltimore, after the J.K. Dobbins injury. And there's no win, right? I mean, the guy gets hurt. It's almost indefensible. I don't know why I played him. I mean, we shouldn't have played him, obviously. Guy got hurt. Listen, a lot of people said that. I saw Good Morning Football. They did this whole thing. I like Good Morning Football a lot, and I really like it's Schrager. I think he does a really good job. But you could tell, like, he hadn't really watched, like, the Jags stuff. If you go back and look at a clip, like, D'Angelo Hall was talking about Trevor, had good things to say. Brandt had good things to say. And Schrager is usually very good and on point, especially here in Jacksonville. They've covered Jacksonville very well over the years. But he was like, he said the wrong offensive lineman that was in Jacksonville and was out. Mm-hmm. And he also was just like, I can't believe you have all those offensive linemen out and you even ran them out there and blah, 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 blah. But it just was like, it was a weird take. It was like he didn't pay attention to it. Because if Urban described it perfectly, they almost didn't play him. Right? They thought about not playing him. They just thought there was value in getting him some snaps. And honestly, in hindsight, I think there was value in getting him snaps. And he played 3 series. He didn't just go out there and play a few snaps. He played 3 series, and he threw 12 passes. I think that is significant for the next couple of weeks for this locker room, for that offense, and for everybody here in town, quite frankly. So you can't win if the guy gets hurt. But the point what I'm getting to here is, I was down the sideline, and I heard one of the players, I'm not going to say who it was, and he's like, man, I want to play more. I want to play more. This is a starting guy. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, somebody said, you only got 7 snaps. Mm-hmm. And, like, I heard that. I was like, you only got 7 snaps. And it really crossed my mind. I'm like, what the hell is the point of 7 snaps? Like, what is the point of playing 7 snaps? Like, why would you? Why would Dobbins play 9 snaps? Like, to Harbaugh's point, what are you getting? Is it a fair question to say, hey, Austin Lane, you're going to play today. You're going to play 9 snaps. How much better is that going to make you for the regular season opener? I just don't see the value either play or don't play. Play a few series, play 15, 20 snaps. To me, that's a big difference than playing 7 or 9 snaps.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you're a player and I told you, Brent, you're suiting up, but you're not going to play tonight, would that change your whole pregame routine? Would that change how you go through individual and the team periods before the game starts?
That's a fair question. Yeah, would you go get it done? I remember Jack used to say that, right? Like in preseason, like, we're going to get a good sweat in.
Yep.
Is what he would basically say.
Get a good lather in. He used to love the word lather.
He did like that word.
Yeah.
So
like we're fighters.
So what you're saying basically is, hey, if you're going to warm up hard if you know you're playing, even if it's for a series or two, rather than if you know I'm going to go sit for the next 4 quarters.
I mean,
I'm just going to probably go through the motions.
Of course. Like, if you tell me I'm not playing, I might not even wear gloves. You know what I'm saying? I may not even buckle my chin strap. But all right, I'll go through these drills, and then I'm sitting on the sideline. So I think your mindset changes if you're out for the entire game. And I think that if it's preseason game number 3, and week 1 is, a few days away, we'll say 10, whatever, plus days away. I think from that, you say, I want your mind in this pregame routine. I want your mind out here for whatever 7 reps, and then we'll take you out. But, it's all about just, it's the muscle memory, if you will, I think, from Harbaugh's perspective, where he's like, I want to get these guys through the motions.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good point. I
can't
sit here.
Hindsight's 20/20.
That's a good warm-up, but I just can't sit here and tell you I'm going to be a lot better of a player and ready for the season by playing 7 to 9 snaps,
Not physically, but maybe mentally you would.
Mentally, yeah. Let's go around the NFL right now. This may take a couple of segments because there's a lot to talk about, especially with Mac Jones. Casey?
You want to start with Mac Jones or you want to start with J.K. Dobbins?
Hell yeah, let's start with Mac Jones.
All right, let's start with Mac Jones. Obviously, Cam Newton has been released. Mac Jones is expected to be the starter. I'm not asking you if it was the right move to make Mac Jones the starter because I think we all agree on that. Was it the right move to cut Cam Newton?
Well, let's stop the car for a moment because I'm not sure Austin's convinced it is the right move to start Mac Jones.
Oh, no, I think you had to cut Cam Newton. Like, if they're not happy with Cam Newton and how things transpire with the whole COVID thing, I think he's more of a distraction than he is good. Obviously, Mac Jones balling up the preseason. Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of a stunning nature to the release of Cam Newton. That was farthest thing from my mind. I didn't think about that. But I do think Mac Jones looks the part. He looks really good. We had the conversation last week. Could Mac Jones be the best quarterback in this draft class? Well, I think it's going to be an outstanding draft class. This is not an indictment even on Trevor Lawrence. But do we look up 5-10 years down the road and Mac Jones is the best QB and these other guys are really good too? Like 83 kind of caliber draft class that we're talking about? I think that's a possibility, yeah, especially the situation he's in. He has looked fantastic. He is on a meteoric rise since like last March, not this past March, like the last March. So 18 months, the last 18 months for Mac Jones have been absolutely incredible. But yeah, I'm a little surprised that Cam Newton's gone.
It is an interesting situation that on week 1, Mac Jones and Tua will play each other, most likely. Jalen Hurts will also start, and they were all 3 in the quarterback room together at Alabama.
That is unbelievable.
That's wild.
I mean, it's really, and by the way, for a long time, just so you know, like of all the talent that came out of Alabama, it wasn't known as QBU, right?
No,
I mean,
it never has been.
It was A.J. McCarron, who was good, he did enough. It was Greg McElroy. It were those were the kind of players, right? And that's now all of a sudden it's bam, bam, bam. Tua and Mac and everybody, and now Bryce Young, right? Who is he going to be the next guy that's legit? It looks that way.
Let's go back to J.K. Dobbins. He did tear his ACL. He will be out for the entire season. How much does this impact the Ravens' Super Bowl chances, as a lot of people believe they were legitimate?
Well, here's the thing. I think it probably does. But you have to remember 2 things, in my opinion. If your mentality is to run the ball and you run the ball, I think you run the ball. You know, and that's about as simple as I can put it. But remember the Denver days? Remember when Denver was spitting out running back after running back after running back? It wasn't always Terrell Davis, okay? It was like they just had this scheme. They had this mentality that they knew how to run the ball. And year after year, be like, who the hell is this guy? And the guy would be like 1,200 yards. And so I'm not saying that's going to exactly be the case for the Ravens, but I think that might be the case for the Ravens. I think they know how to play a physical brand of football that they'll be able to run the ball with committee or everybody behind J.K. Dobbins. One last thought on that. is I also believe you cannot count on everybody to be available by the time December, January, and early February roll around. Like, that is, nobody can rely on that. You hope your quarterback stays healthy, but your plan is, I mean, who knows if J.K. Dobbins would have lasted all the way into late January anyhow. So I don't think it necessarily squashes the Ravens' chances in the AFC North or to go to the Super Bowl. It puts more pressure, I believe, on Lamar Jackson.
So I think if it's a lot of teams talk about J.K. Dobbins, I would be worried. But when we talk about the Baltimore Ravens, they've always had the same MO. Now, Dobbins was so high on people's fantasy list because of how they use him towards the end of the year. I mean, he was drafted high number 1, but he played behind Mark Ingram when he was healthy and Gus Edwards. They were more of the bruiser backs, and then you had J.K. Dobbins, more of the slasher who could be good in the pass game. Surprisingly, I remember watching a lot of J.K. Dobbins last year because he was on my fantasy team. They didn't really utilize him a lot in the past scenarios. So I think there was still some question of how he would look in this Ravens offense. If you look at their depth chart right now, you still have Gus Edwards, who's going to be, just the bruiser. But now you have a guy in Justice Hill, a rookie a couple years ago from Oklahoma State, who is good in the receiving game. So the thing about the Baltimore Ravens is they're always going to reload at the running back position. Yeah, Dobbins was kind of a talented guy where he could do everything, but I think you still have the pieces needed to be successful with Edwards, with Justice Hill. And once again, I mean, if you get a guy like, Dante Foreman, whoever the case may be on the waiver wire, so be it. But I think they're going to be okay.
This was not on the list, but I will jump it in now. On the tight end market, Chris Herndon, a man that scored 3 touchdowns for the Jets last year, was just traded to the Vikings, so that's another guy you will not see here.
Yeah, it's interesting when you watch somebody get traded with the Jags really void of special talent in that room. I don't know if I'm like, hey, if Chris Herndon was coming to Jacksonville, I wouldn't be like, yeah, baby, Super Bowl time, that's 3 wins. But when he goes somewhere else, it's like, okay, why is somebody else making a move for a tight end? And we have 14 sixth-round picks here in Jacksonville. Couple that up with something and send them to the Jets if they're willing to trade. Like, are we barking down the tight end tree enough here in Jacksonville, or are we just going to stand pat here in the River City with the tight end room that we have? I don't get it.
Do we know what they traded him for?
Like, we just know it's a draft pick. It hasn't been. I haven't seen it.
Those always come in later, but
yeah.
How much? What do you think it is? Mid-round pick probably.
Yeah, I get it because they don't have Rudolph anymore in Minnesota, and Irv Smith Jr. is hurt with an knee injury.
Smith Jr. has been hurt. Yeah.
Well, what would you give up for a guy that last year caught 31 passes, 287 yards, and 3 touchdowns?
But a guy who's probably your best receiver right now, I would throw a 5th-round pick at him and see what's up.
Yeah, and maybe they did more. Listen, like I said, I'm not sitting here telling you, oh my gosh, they didn't get Chris Herndon. It's if you're going to see tight ends floating around and other people making moves for him, it is fair to ask the question, why aren't the Jags making a move for a tight end? Because it is by far their weakest position on the field in terms of pass-catching tight end. And I think James O'Shaughnessy is okay, but they need more in that tight end room. For a 1-15 team, that is their weakest position, and they can upgrade this time of year.
We'll get back to the original list. Carson Wentz is now on the COVID-19 IL. Now with the injury, he has barely practiced at all with the Colts. Do you trust he'll be ready week 1, or should it be Jacob Eason?
I don't think the practice is that concerning, to be honest. I think if he's ready to go, it's really the foot. COVID-wise, he should be okay by then and cleared through all the protocols and everything else. I think it's more the foot. Is he ready to go? And has he given it enough of a test and a try? So, hard question to answer. I don't think it's the COVID thing that's going to hurt, though, being away from the practice. An interesting spin on that. I don't know if you see, like, Greg Doyle out of Indianapolis. I think he's the columnist there. Really ripped into Wentz, as a guy who's unvaccinated and, as a leader of the team. It brings up an interesting conversation, And, again, it kind of goes back a little bit to the Cam Newton stuff and what happened with COVID. Not exactly, but people are questioning the quarterback of the team, if you're not vaccinated. And that's become a bit of a story in Indianapolis, too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Carson Wentz. I know he's a pretty religious dude, so I'm not sure if he's not getting vaccinated because maybe some religious views, whatever the case may be. That's his prerogative. But I get their media calling him out for it. Do you think that we would do that here?
Well, here's the thing. I think it would become a big topic if Trevor Lawrence wasn't vaccinated and goes on the COVID list. Okay? That's why it's a big topic in Indianapolis. It's Ryan Kelly. I think he took with him to the COVID list. And Carson Wentz. Okay, well, that's your quarterback and your center. All right? That's kind of a big deal.
Sure.
So from a football and a fan standpoint and an organization standpoint, that's a big deal. We can debate and go around in circles, and you can have your views. I can have my views, whatever views you want on the vaccination stuff. I'm just telling you, that's your quarterback and your center that you don't have right now. So, yes, I think it would be highly critical of the situation in Jacksonville and in any NFL city, NFL town, if your quarterback goes on the list. Yes.
I think with Carson Wentz playing, I think he does play week 1. Now, I believe it's against the Rams. Or no, who are they playing week 1?
Seattle.
Seattle.
Seattle, I think.
Okay,
yeah.
Which, let's be honest, their defense doesn't scare you like it used to. So I think Carson Wentz does play. They have to get T.Y. Hilton. I mean, there's a lot of
they got a lot of injuries,
banged up guys right now in Indianapolis. Now, the thing about that is, they're also pretty deep at the wide receiver position, so they should be okay, but they have to get healthy.
They got a little bad luck bug early in the year.
It's insane.
Last one before we do some rapid fire. After having a backup pretty much all last season, the Cowboys again do not address that and make Cooper rush their backup after cutting Garrett Gilbert, Ben DiNucci. Anyway, none of those guys are a quality backup. So my question is, if you know Dak has been hurt, he's had injury issues in the preseason, why do you not do something other than Cooper Rush?
Yeah, I don't know that answer. And they've always been a little lean behind Dak. I mean, even come on, DiNucci, Gilbert to me is a guy that I actually would probably like out of all of them. But obviously they're at practice every day and they see the Cooper Rush stuff. It begs the question of the Minshew, right? Yep. Or even a Foles now in Chicago. Like, you just would have to feel better with one of those guys behind Dak, knowing that he's probably coming into the season less than 100%. It doesn't make a lot of sense as a roster build with the talent they have to have not much behind Dak Prescott. That's proven. And that's exactly the case with Cooper Rush.
Yeah, there's no way you're feeling any sort of confidence going with Cooper Rush or any of their backups that they had in the preseason. They were all just, blah, let's just say. So, yeah, heaven forbid, knock on wood for Dak Prescott, if he, injures that shoulder again like he did in training camp, or if there's some kind of setback, the guy that you're trotting in right now, you have zero confidence in. So I definitely think the Cowboys need to upgrade him. Minshew would have been the perfect guy, but, it is what it is. There's other guys out there. There always is.
Hey, Casey, let's go to a break. When we come back, we'll do a rapid fire around the NFL, and then we'll be ready for the 4 o'clock press release we would think we will get from the Jacksonville Jaguars as cuts are looming across the NFL. Who's the final 53 on the Jacksonville Jaguars? Receiver already interesting with reports that Laquan Treadwell and Philip Dorsett are out in Jacksonville. What about Colin Johnson? Doug Costin out as well, according to reports. And Sidney Jones traded to Seattle last night. A lot to dissect on the Jags roster. Plus, a little bit later in the show, we'll have our QB rookie report card. We go around the NFL. We continue on that on a busy Tuesday here in Jacksonville and in the NFL. A lot of fun stuff to get to on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Keep climbing.
It's intercepted. Picked off of the 12. He will go down. He finds the promised land. Touchdown, FSU.
This is your home for FSU football.
Outside the numbers to the 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. It's a touchdown, Florida State. Intercepted. Picked off of the 33-yard line. Noles win. Noles win.
Catch live coverage of the Seminoles all season long. Right here on your home for Florida State football.
Sponsored by Bono's Pit Barbecue. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? You're probably looking for some fuel treatment. It cleans your fuel system to help your engine run smoother, and that means better gas mileage. Right now, you can get 2 bottles of Lucas Complete Fuel Treatment for just $8, plus a $1 bonus reward if you're an AutoZone Rewards member. Not a member? Don't worry. We can sign you up fast right here or on AutoZone.com. Getting the job done just got easier.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, want to look like $1 million bucks, but only spend a handful of bucks? Upgrade to a Dollar Shave Club 6-blade razor and get an extra close shave thanks to their 6 precision-cut stainless steel blades. Dollar Shave Club. It's what dreams are shaved of. Find your perfect shave wherever you shop, in-store and online at dollarshaveclub.com. That's dollarshaveclub.com. Welcome to the club.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts. Jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
When you think about Jacksonville, you think about a city that is surrounded by water. And being by water afforded Jacksonville to have one of the largest container ports in the entire country. And another fun fact, that RV sales are at an all-time high right now. But what does this all mean? What am I getting at? It means that there's high-paying jobs available for those that know the ins and outs of the marine side and of the land side of recreational vehicles. And this is where JTech comes into play. JTech offers a program where you can learn about the diagnostic procedures and effective repair methods of a variety of recreational vehicles, including motorhomes and RVs, power boats, jet skis, diesel and gasoline, outboard and inboards, and much more. And they also help prepare students to take the Yamaha certification exam, which is required in the Marine Maintenance Certification Program. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Galaxy Builders, they're out of this world. Galaxy Builders, they're out of this world.
Galaxy Builders is hiring qualified roof repair technicians. Roof repair technicians receive a $5,000 signing bonus and base salary starting at $52,000 a year with paid holidays and 401k plan. Galaxy Builders will provide a company truck with all necessary tools and materials. Experienced roof repair technicians can fill out the Contact Us form at galaxyfla.com to schedule an interview.
Do you know a child who is deaf, hard of hearing, blind, or visually impaired? The Florida School for the Deaf and Blind in St. Augustine offers a tuition-free educational program to prepare the child for a lifetime of success. FSDB offers free comprehensive education, transportation, and boarding services at no cost to all eligible deaf or blind students, elementary through high school, no matter where the student lives in Florida. Call 800-344-3737 or log on to www.fsdbk12.org to learn more.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. So, 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring, ZipRecruiter finds qualified people for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And 82% of you will remember that you can try ZipRecruiter for free. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, it's Brent Mortno from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at BrentASJax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Today solved a lot of problems where you just feel, last week we felt awful walking off the field, especially in the first half. But you feel good now, and, you don't want to overdo it, but I'm overdoing it. We're going to enjoy a win and go home and get ready to play one that's going to count in the win-loss column.
That's Urban Meyer. He's about to talk, actually, in just a few minutes about the roster cuts. That is coming up at 4 o'clock, so we'll hear what Urban Meyer has to say. Here's the final 53 in terms of moves made. I got to kind of go backwards on this. They didn't release the final 53 in terms of who made it. It's who did not. Lorenzo Burns waived. Jalen Camp, 6th-round draft pick out of Georgia Tech, waived. I got to assume they're going to try to get him on the practice squad. Doug Costin had been reported. Jeff Cotton had been reported. Nate Cottrell, not a surprise. Tyler Davis, last year's draft pick at tight end. Ben Ellison, another tight end who they liked going into camp. He gets waived. Josh Hammond, former Gator receiver. Colin Johnson is in this, former 5th-round pick, and that's a guy that we were talking a lot about over the last couple of days. Colin Johnson is waived by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tavon Jones waived. Jake Luton, Casey McDermott, Divina Zigbo, Austin Pleasance, offensive lineman. Divina Zigbo coming off the game the other day, and now they only have 3 running backs instead of 4.
Sure,
that's an
like
interesting
something on the waiver wire.
Yeah. Brandon Rusnick, no surprise. Badara Traore, I think is how you say it. Trevor Wallace-Sims, Quincy Williams. I think we saw some of that happen in Quincy we've seen today. Released, Pharoh Cooper and Dorsett. Wow. Jermaine Illuminor, that was the guy that was like signed like over the weekend. And I was telling that story about Urban Meyer. No surprise here. Devin Smith. He did not make it. Laquan Treadwell and Jared Wilson released.
That's a surprising one for sure.
So Josh Jones goes on IR. And I wondered about that. I think I told you in commercial yesterday, he was banged up a little bit on the sideline. There wasn't much to report on it, but it looked like he was bummed. I thought he had the look like, man, I just cost myself a spot on the team. But maybe it was more of, well, I'm hurt. Dylan Moses on the reserve non-football injury list. So, I mean, I don't know if there's – the stunner here to me is Dorsett and Cooper and Colin Johnson.
For sure. And Jalen Camp, I mean, if you thought, the draft pick was going to make the 53.
Well, by the way, who'd you the Chargers like Tyrone Johnson?
Tyron Johnson, yeah.
They should add him like 4 minutes ago.
No, for sure. Dude ran a 4.31. Enough said.
Maybe they're waiting to put out that video and they're just going to slide him in there. Like everybody else on the team, and then there he is, number 99. Just
in 4K. I like it.
What gets your attention here?
There's a lot. I mean, number one, Taven Bryan apparently has made the team, which, a lot of people, I think, are going to be shocked by. Jared Wilson is definitely a surprise to me because I thought from the veteran presence, he was a guy that you wanted. I think Colin Johnson is a little bit of a surprise, but also Pharoh Cooper as well. I think Pharoh Cooper was a guy who they obviously went after a lot in the last preseason game, gave him his targets, gave him his reps, and had the game of his life. Is a special teams contributor. Very surprising.
Yeah, listen, I think Jared Wilson, was on the bubble, veteran presence. He's not dynamic, but he's steady. And so I'm a little surprised by that. But the idea that Johnson, Dorsett, and Cooper all got waived or released is surprising to me. Like, I didn't see, and Treadwell, and Camp. I mean, that's a lot of receivers to go. And I think we had 3 of those receivers on our roster.
Yeah.
So that's a little, again, I don't know if any one of them is surprising. I think it's in totality that all of them getting let go is surprising. And again, I do think Camp probably ends up back on a practice squad. Maybe some of these guys are going to end up back on the practice squad. I understand that. But a little bit of this is surprising.
So Andrew Wingard has made the team.
This guy is the ultimate survivor.
Well, Tyler Shatley, too. But, I mean.
Well, but Shatley's good.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I got
Shatley's pretty good. Shatley goes in there and does a good job.
Yeah.
Wingard, I mean, to watch the game, you're just like, okay, what does he do? Like,
I mean,
Shatley does his job because you don't talk about him ever. Like, that's his job. Wingard, you end up talking about, but usually for the wrong reasons.
They kept McCray, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm wondering if Wingard was like the special teams.
Well, yeah.
ace,
Oh, it's no doubt. This is all special teams.
No, I hear it. But like, if you kept see, because usually teams reserve like 2, sometimes one spot just for like your special teams ace. For instance, think of like Montel Owens.
Yeah, good point.
To me, like McCray is that special teams ace.
I think so.
So if they got rid of there, so if they got rid of, I can be like, okay, well, who's going to fill that role? Maybe Wingard could do that. Well, that's not the case then. So I don't.
Well, hey, I'll tell you this. They have guys. Now, again, you can argue McCray they might utilize in this new defense more than maybe past regimes have.
Yeah.
But you can make the case that the Jags kept 4 guys off the top of my head just for special teams. Rudy Ford, Jamal Agnew, Lorente McCray, and Andrew Wingard. I mean, 4 guys. And by the way, I'll throw another one in. Dakota Allen, I know for sure. I think Dare Ogunbowale's in that mix. So, I mean, you're talking about usually you reserve it for 1 spot. They reserved maybe 5 or 6 spots for special teams.
So I don't know the answer to this, but apparently it's obvious. Jared Wilson did not play special teams, I'm guessing, because you would think they keep him over Wingard, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. If you have to go to the well to use Wingard at the back end, it just hasn't looked pretty over the years.
Yeah.
Really hasn't. I think I talked about this last week. Keeping Wingard kind of connects the bad of the football team that was. Mm-hmm. There are other players that have played on the bad teams, but Wingard kind of connects for the fan base, the bad. For whatever reason, that might be very unfair to the young man.
Sure.
And he's got to be good on special teams, guys. He's lasted through several regimes. Mm-hmm. He has got to be a damn good special teams player to keep surviving in the NFL the way he is. And he survived again. What does the roster look like? What did they keep that surprised you? Taven Bryan makes the team. And by the way, this is for now, because the waiver wire could be busy for the Jacksonville Jaguars. We continue to talk about it. Coming up, Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Greg McGarity. The future of college football is now, and our primary goal is to position the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl and Jacksonville to be prepared for a potential college football expansion. And we need you, our local business leaders, to join our team and showcase that Jacksonville supports college football. Gator Bowl Sports has opportunities for all companies, whether you have 5 employees or 5,000. I would love to meet you and talk about our future. If you'd like to learn more, contact me at 904-798-1700.
Seems like a no-brainer to me. If you install it, you ought to be able to service it. But for gas-fired water heaters, there are a whole lot of plumbing companies that can't and won't service them, even though they're happy to install them. Now, just think about that. They don't have the expertise to work with gas, but they're installing a gas unit. Does that seem like a good idea to you? Seems like a recipe for turd buckets to me. You might as well have Acme parachute that water heater in and have the Coyote install it. At Griffin Service, not only are we the same-day water heater specialists, we're also the gas-fired water heater kings. And that goes for both tank and tankless units. And naturally, we're certified to service and install them, because we fix what others can't. Plus, we have water heaters in stock and ready to roll same day. So if your gas water heater needs service or replacement, or you're thinking of switching to a gas-fired water heater, it's kind of a no-brainer on who you should call, isn't it?
GriffinService.com.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. But what does that really mean for our clients, for you? It means that when you hire us, you don't just get a lawyer, you get a legal army, almost 800 lawyers alone. Your case is a big deal to us. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, boss, I found some silverware in the dining room.
Nice. So you're sure you smashed the alarm system when we got here, right?
You mean that plug-and-play do-it-yourselfer? Yeah, it's dead. We got all the time we need.
Oh, look at this. The box the alarm system came in. Isn't this cute?
An alarm system in a box. Boss, I'll never understand why people don't just get a SafeTouch security system.
And they probably think they're saving money.
But that's the thing, they're not saving money.
You and I know that. Thankfully, these folks didn't. You know, there are a lot of great things that come from a box. This isn't one of them.
True.
Hey, let's just take a minute to appreciate that tonight, we don't have to worry about the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from SafeTouch houses. And remember, kids, boxes and alarm systems don't mix.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of SafeTouch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call SafeTouch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
You know what's been stuck in my head lately? It's not a song. It's the sound of the life-changing Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G and Z Fold 3 5G. They unfold a whole new world of possibilities. You can work across select apps in a side-by-side view instead of toggling between them. You can take selfies without holding the phone. Let's show everyone how to live this life. Get your Galaxy Z Flip 3 5G or Z Fold 3 5G today at Samsung.com. 5G connection and availability may vary. Check with carrier.
According to the National Institutes of
Health, 30% of hospital admissions in older adults are drug-related, like taking meds at the wrong time. Hero Health simplifies medication management. The smart device stores up to 90 days worth of up to 10 different pills. It dispenses them at the push of a button. Try Hero risk-free for 30 days and get free contactless delivery. Just call 800-420-7550. That's 800-420-7550. 800-420-7550. Hero, medication managed.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. This is what you need to know. A new era has begun in New England. Rookie quarterback Mac Jones beat out veteran Cam Newton for the Patriots' starting job, and the team has cut Newton. Where might Cam land next? The Cowboys are a potential landing spot, with starter Dak Prescott coming back from leg and shoulder injuries, believes ESPN's Dan Orlovsky.
We don't know how healthy he's going to be throughout this season, and if he's going to be able to kind of overcome some of the stuff that he's coming back from. So if Dak Prescott has to miss a game or two, in those situations as an organization, I totally believe that you should not overlook the backup quarterback role, because you are 1 or 2 wins or losses away from making the playoffs.
Currently, Cooper Rush is Dak's backup. The Patriots place corner Stephon Gilmore on the PUP list, so he'll miss at least the first 6 games of the season. Gilmore, who is unhappy with his contract, is recovering from surgery on a torn quad. Saints coach Sean Payton says there's a good chance they host their season opener against the Packers in Dallas's AT&T Stadium if they can't host the game at the Superdome in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida.
What? Just 15 seconds to talk about Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea? That smooth taste of real brewed iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol? What? We started already? Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Look for it in the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
All right, breaking down the Jaguars' 53-man roster. They released it about 10 minutes ago. We've been talking about it. There are some surprises, for sure. And the surprise, really, to me, is all the receivers that made it or didn't make it that were released. Cooper, Dorsett, Colin Johnson, Treadwell, Jalen Camp. Again, not one of those guys surprises me. All 5 of those guys surprised me, that all 5 of those are gone. And what that means is Tavon Austin made the team.
Yep.
So I don't believe – now, again, you might be right. He might have known. Maybe he's going to be available for the opener. I don't get the impression that he's even going to be available for the opener, but we'll see off the injury. We just don't know. It's a day-to-day injury, but you know how hamstrings and quads and those kind of injuries are. They can linger, and you don't want to come back too soon.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I see strain, though, strains are different than tears.
True. Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. But here's the other thing. I mean, again, we've seen soft tissue injuries around here last forever. Mm-hmm. If they want to put them on IR, which I think is like a 5-game deal, like I think it can be 3 as well. But I want to say it might be 3 to 5 games, whatever. You'd be without them for a bit. Mm-hmm. They have to have them on the 53-man roster first to do that. So you could see a move made, is my point. You could see, all right, Tavon Austin, and then Tavon Austin goes to the IR. Jags bring back one of those other guys if they clear waivers, or they go get Tyrone Johnson out there who the Chargers just cut, somebody like that. Mm-hmm. Austin's interesting because I think he is the one candidate to do some of the things that Travis Etienne was supposed to do or could have done in the playbook. Jamal Agnew is another, in my estimation, but that's why keeping Austin. And it's a little interesting here because there are a lot of nice things said about a lot of people by Urban Meyer, mm-hmm. but I know he loved Tavon Austin too. Mm-hmm. But he also, I think, said a lot of good things about other guys that just got cut.
No, for sure.
It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to make the team if Urban says a good thing about you. I do think that wide receiver room continues to be an interesting spot. Jared Wilson basically off the team in favor of Andrew Wingard still surprises me. Is he that good on special teams that you're willing to have that lack of depth potentially at safety? Daniel Thomas does make the team. We're right on that one. Mm-hmm. So that's a guy that if they keep the extra safety around with Thomas, they already have Jenkins back there as well. Then maybe, there's some play. And Cisco looks like he's going to obviously play a lot and have some value. He's earned himself right into that maybe starting lineup here in Jacksonville. So I think those are the interesting moves for me right now. And Tavon Bryan will be interesting, but I don't think it's shocking. I think we had Tavon Bryan on the team, even though a lot of people would like to see Tavon Bryan cut.
I think, with Tavon Bryan, it's depth. Like, if you're, we talked about this yesterday. If you're playing a 3-4 defense, you're going to keep a bunch of defensive tackles. Sometimes 8, sometimes 9, sometimes even 10. So I'm not surprised by Tavon Bryan, still being on this team. Now, once again, I think if the waiver wire comes around a little bit, like let's watch what Baltimore does, because Joe Cullen has ties to Baltimore. If they release some players that Joe Cullen likes, one would think, well, maybe he goes after them and signs them in the waiver wire. So we'll wait and see here.
Chappelle Russell was another guy you guys were right on that he would make the team. He does. He's on the roster.
Russell made the team, too. See, what we got is the list of guys that didn't, so now we got to go back and kind of piece together who did.
Gotsis did?
Gotsis did, yes.
Yeah.
Who is Aaron Patrick? Defensive lineman?
Defensive end. He's an edge guy. More of an edge guy, isn't he?
Have we talked about
94,
him? Or
not
am I
really.
just... Okay, well,
no.
He makes the team.
Oh, that's a little surprising.
And we have one more defensive lineman. The roster is out on the Jags website officially. Daniel Alike.
Now, I said keep an eye on him. Aquale, I think is how you say it. And he's been around a bit. He's a big body. He's number 99 for the Jags. And that doesn't stun me that he made it. In fact, I had him starred on my roster yesterday as a guy that's going to be right on the bubble and close to it. So to Austin's point, they're keeping a lot of defensive linemen / edge guys. Mm-hmm. What does that say? Does that say they don't trust what they have? They don't know exactly what they have in the back end? Do they just need that amount?
Yeah,
because when you were telling me, quite frankly, I thought you were just being, playing favorites with a defensive line and didn't want to see anybody lose their job as a former defensive end.
Sure. No, as a former defensive end who played a 3-4 defense, I'm telling you that they're keeping these guys because it's a 3-4 defense. That's what you have to do. Simple as that.
We're going to get the number game going, but here you go down the list, all right? Agnew makes the team, no surprise. Dakota Allen, it's a special teams play. We were right on that. Josh Allen, of course. Tavon Austin, that's an interesting one with the injury. Where does this go? Does he go on IR? Is he healthy enough? Can he contribute right away? I think the Austin pick, let's see what Urban Meyer says here in a little bit. He is going to talk very shortly, and then we'll get some word out of Jags headquarters. C.J. Beathard, Malcolm Brown, of course. Tavon Bryan makes the team. Tyson Campbell, Caleb Chase on DJ Chark, Andre Cisco. Chris Claybrooks makes the team. That's another one I'm surprised at. Mm-hmm. Okay? So that's one. I would say I'm surprised that Claybrooks passed through everything. And you could tell, man, I was down there on the sideline the other day. He wanted to get back on that field because I think he knew he was on the bubble, and he ends up making the squad. Logan Cook, Aquale, like you said, Farrell, Rudy Ford, who they're going to rely on more as a safety than I thought. Mm-hmm. I mean, that when they use that 3 safety package, Rudy Ford's going to be in there a little bit. In this defense, they'll use those 3 safeties.
Yeah.
I just thought Ford was a special teams guy. Mm-hmm. I really did. I thought that's all he was on this team, and he's played his way into being in the back end. I don't know what that says about the Jags secondary. Or maybe it's a salute to Rudy Ford, if I'm being honest. Gotsis makes it. Shaq Griffin, of course. Devon Hamilton, C.J. Henderson, Trey Herndon, Carlos Hyde, Miles Jack, Rashawn Jenkins, Marvin Jones, Josh Lambo, Trevor, Linder, Little, Chris Manhertz, Matt Tizik, the long snapper, McCray. Like you said, will he have an active role on the edge, or is he more just a special teamer? That will be interesting. Andrew Norwell, James O'Shaughnessy, Agumbawale, special teams guy, but now they're third running back. Mm-hmm. They only carry 3 running backs right now, and Dare Agumbawale is their third back. Aaron Patrick, you're right about that, Casey. That's a bit of a surprise to me. Didn't see much from number 94, defensive end, 6'4", 245 guy, and they like him. Shaq Quarterman, they really liked, had a really nice month of August. Former Reigns high school product, former Miami Hurricane, former 4th-round pick. Will Richardson Jr., as expected, makes the squad. It's probably the 9th offensive lineman. Roy Robertson Harris, Cam Robinson, James Robinson, Chappelle Russell. That is what a heck of a making of the squad that is. What a story he is, Chappelle Russell. Who, by the way, a couple years ago was Chappelle Cook. He changed his name to Russell to honor his late father. And I told you this a couple weeks ago. They love their linebacker play. This is Chappelle Russell's one of the reasons they were like willing to get rid of a guy like Joe Schobert, because they like their back-end talent with Dakota Allen, Chappelle Russell, Shaq Quarterman, and obviously Damian Wilson on the front line of their linebacker and Miles Jack. Tyler Shatley, Laviska Shenault, Jordan Smith, the rookie, DeJuan Smoot, Jawan Taylor. These were all folks that made the team. Daniel Thomas. We like him. I like him. I don't know if you like him as much as I do, but I like Daniel Thomas, second-year player out of Auburn. Jay Tufele, Jihad Ward, Damian Wilson, and Andrew Wingard. Reserve injured right now is ETN, of course, Josh Jones, Terry Godwin, a receiver. Non-football injury list is Dylan Moses, the former Alabama linebacker. And A.J. Cann right now is on COVID. So they're going to have to make he's on the COVID list, so they will have to make a move eventually to get him on the 53-man roster. So somebody's still holding their breath is my point, and that's before the waiver wire even takes place. The surprise moves here, I think a bit Tavon Austin, depending on the injury and how you look at it. Andrew Wingard for sure. Aaron Patrick. A little bit Daniel Equale, the defensive tackle. I think those guys are probably the biggest surprise, and I would throw Chris Claybrook's name in there if I had to pick 5 guys that are somewhat surprising to make the roster for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, once again, I think we're going to see a lot of moves take part here in the waiver wire a little bit. So obviously this isn't the final roster. But you do get the sense that special teams were a little bit of a necessity here, because they went special teams heavy. Obviously, defensive line and linebackers was, they went heavy there as well. But I'm very curious to see, like, running back, I feel like needs to be addressed. Obviously, wide receiver still has to be addressed. Does the tight end position get addressed anymore? So, as more and more teams are starting to release their cuts and everything, that's what I'm doing. I'm just refreshing Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport because I want to see who the big names are that have been cut now and if there's any ties to any of these coaches, because you get the sense that they're going to be very active in the waiver wire.
Yeah, look at this real quick for me. I think you just said it, but let's elaborate on it. Running back room has 3 players. Tight end room has 3 players. Those are the obvious spots, right, to go get if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars. Is that right? I mean, that's where would you add another?
I don't think you have to add I don't think you need 4 tight ends.
Well, but I guess add or replace. But who are you going to replace in the tight end room? I think that would be more of an add.
For sure, yeah. I mean, if you want to make an argument, say, do you put Farrell on, the practice squad? I mean, I don't know if you risk that. So if there's a guy out there, then, yeah, you probably bring him on. But in terms of, like, the roster management, like, you can have 3 tight ends and be okay.
Can you have 3 running backs and be okay?
That, to me, is a little more tricky. I'd like to have them carry at least 4.
Yeah, I think I would too. So they went heavy on the defensive line. Again, the big surprise is Jared Wilson probably being gone, the amount of receivers that they did let go. But if you're looking for upgradable spots now on the waiver wire where the Jaguars will now look and search and have the first option on the waiver wire, you do go potentially to a 4th running back, potentially to a 4th tight end. Upgrade at receiver. You guys, fantasy guys, keep saying Tyron Johnson out there in L.A. The Chargers let go. That's a speed guy that makes a lot of sense. I think you have to. By the way, you know that name if you know fantasy football and you're deep into fantasy football. But he had a nice year last year.
He did. I mean, yeah. I mean, for what he was asked to do, absolutely.
Especially daily fantasy, killer.
Chiefs just waived running back Darwin Thompson, who's once again from this is from fantasy perspectives, but when he was in, contributed a little bit. And this is a guy who's also kind of a versatile receiver as well. I wonder if the Jaguars take a look at him.
I got a tight end that was just cut, Richard Rodgers from the Eagles. He caught passes for them last year.
Oh, yeah. Brent,
I don't know the name Richard Rodgers.
Yeah, go and keep an eye on Richard Rodgers, please. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on him.
I'm doing my surprise. We're keeping an eye on everybody.
We're keeping an eye on right now. We got Tyron Johnson, Richard Rodgers. I'm keeping an eye on, and maybe Darwin Thompson right now.
That would be it. The Zach Ertz thing, has it flown? I mean, is Zach Ertz just not going to happen?
Don't believe Twitter. He's trending right now. It's not because he got cut and it's not because he got traded, but he is trending right now.
Why is he? Because people are talking about it.
Correct.
Sure.
I mean, And probably, by the way, that trending is 80% of the Jags fan base.
Yeah. No, sure.
I mean, that's what that is. Like, but there is no smoke on the Zach Ertz front.
Yeah.
Like, there is nothing there. And we all want to kind of, sometimes this stuff happens, though. There was no smoke really on Minshew, yet we all in the back of our mind are like, is he really going to be, I don't know about all of us, but I was definitely, is he going to be on the roster come the final 53 or when they start the season? Like, I still wondered that, even as he was getting the first team reps, all that stuff, how this was going to play out. Would they just flat out cut him? Would they trade him? Would they keep him? And so I think that just because you're not seeing a lot of smoke on the Ertz front, doesn't mean it can't sneak up and get you along the way, and they find a spot for him. They trade one of those 52 sixth-round picks for him or something, and then some.
No, for sure. I'm looking at the depth chart right now for the Eagles in terms of their tight end room. All right. I'm a little okay, so Tyree Jackson, that was the guy from Buffalo. That was the quarterback.
Yeah. Now, keep in mind, they might not have updated their list yet. They're 53 on their roster if you're looking at their website.
Okay, yeah.
They might have.
I'm going by John Clark here, who's NBCS Phillies, reporting that the Eagles are keeping 4 tight ends: Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, Tyree Jackson, and Jack Stahl. Richard Rodgers is not on the 53-man roster. So there you go. I thought Tyree Jackson was hurt, though. I don't know.
Another cut from the Eagles in a position that we may be looking at, Jordan Howard.
Ooh, running back.
Yeah, the problem with him is like the name is bigger than the game, right?
No,
I mean, where's the game been over the last few years?
But to me, Jordan Howard is exactly what James Robinson does. James Robinson does it better, but in terms of being dynamic, Jordan Howard's more of that bruiser type, not that relied upon in the pass game. So I'd probably say no on Jordan Howard.
Yeah, he wouldn't do much. Listen, the name circulation and recycling of a player that was good in fantasy football 3 years ago doesn't do that much for me.
Yeah.
Like, even like Tavon Austin's a little bit like that, right? Guy's been playing for 9 years. My expectation for Tavon Austin is not much. Mm-hmm. It surprises me a little bit that he made the team. He did have a very nice camp, but I've done this long enough. I've seen this in Jacksonville long enough. Tavon Austin is like a buyer beware guy to me, like going into the season. Don't get your hopes up. This is a guy that delivered in August that might catch 3 passes over the first 6 weeks of the season.
But I will say this, though. We did see him in practice, and we saw how he was going to be used when he's healthy. And he was scoring touchdown after touchdown with Tavon Austin.
Listen, he
was practice.
Terrific.
So, no, and I get exactly what you're saying. At the same point, though, you heard Urban Meyer keep preaching speed. You drafted a first-round running back from Clemson and Travis Etienne because you believed in speed, because you had some kind of foresight of what this offense was going to look like with Travis Etienne. Well, he's gone now. I'm not sure if Tavon Austin was going to play that role or not, but you get the sense that you're trying to find a guy that you can put in space that can be the difference maker. And I get it. Tavon Austin, for the past couple of years, you look at his stats, he has not been that guy. But maybe Urban Meyer thinks that he can get the best out of him, and he can use him differently than other teams have used him in the past.
Yeah, and again, I will say now, I don't want to speak outside of both sides of my mouth here. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to have a high expectation, okay, on Tavon Austin. We know the name. He's been very good in camp. He has. But this guy hasn't been able to stick in a lot of places. He's been more disappointing than anything probably in his NFL career based on expectation. But he is the one player that I think you could put him in some ETN kind of spots and positions and utilize him. Mm-hmm. Again, I think you throw away some of the pages of the ETN playbook. I really do. I don't think this guy can do all of it.
Yeah, no one's going to be Travis Etienne.
Yeah, if you could just find that, you wouldn't have drafted him 25th overall, right? Yeah. So I don't think you can use all the pages of the playbook, but I do think Austin might be able to do some of those things, and some of those things might be better than none of those things, is my point. But if you look at the receiver room, man, I mean, look at this receiver room. Laviska, Marvin Jones, DJ Chark. And by the way, Marvin Jones and DJ Chark have been hurt for the last couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And then you have Jamal Agnew, who we all have very little expectation for him in the receiving game. Correct. We know why he's on the roster. That's the return kicks. And then you have Tavon Austin, who actually might be hurt right now. I mean, they have to be going to the waiver wire to get a receiver. There's no depth.
Yep.
And they will stick a couple of those guys, I would assume, on the practice squad. Or if they clear waivers.
Yeah.
But right now, the receiver position went from, wow, this is a great competition, and they got Cooper and Dorsett and some guys that we can argue look good in camp too. Well, they basically have like 3 guys.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like I said, it's going to be
3 guys.
It's going to be a very noisy waiver wire. Like the Jaguars are going to make some moves. Now, if Adam Schefter would stop tweeting out trade, Rams sent punter Corey Berkowitz and a 2023 7th-round draft pick to the Packers in exchange for a 6th-round draft pick in 2023, and we could get to some real, shockers in the waiver wire, that'd be fantastic. Hey, Adam Schefter. Woj bombs, they're always happening. I don't really care about a punter right now. I'm going to need to see some surprise cuts from every single team. Please get on it, Adam Schefter.
I got 2 more running backs if you're interested.
Hold up. Adam Schefter releases Lions release both their kickers, Randy Bullock and Zane Gonzalez, leaving them without currently one on the roster. Breaking news.
Listen, I have never prayed for a player to make the roster like I'm making Josh Lambo. Yeah. Because whoever kicker they worked out today, if we have to say his name, we could be all in trouble.
No.
Tyson Alualu was easy.
Thank you for keeping Agumbawale at least, because I can't wait to brag about that one this season again.
Josh Amortabebe is easy compared to the kicker they worked out today.
That one I need some more time
on. All right. What do you got, Casey?
Jalen Samuels, Trey Edmonds, both carried the ball for the Steelers last year a little bit. Both were cut today.
Jalen Samuels is the receiver, if I'm not mistaken. Like he's the 3rd down back out of Pittsburgh. Maybe one to keep an eye on. If I'm talking, what's the show you like? Good Morning Football, when the dude said one to keep an eye on. Yeah, maybe Jalen Samuels, one to keep an eye on. Possibly.
One to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
I like it. We will keep an eye on that. All right. So tight ends, 3 of them. Offensive line. Did they sneak another guy in on the offensive line, or is it just the 9 that we had? I think it's just the 9 that we had. So that's 12, 15, only 22 offensive players by my count that the Jags kept. And so all the defensive guys, Josh Allen, Caleb Von Chason, Devon Hamilton, Lorente McRae, Costin is gone, Jihad Ward, Kenny Randall, that was way back. I have an old sheet, sorry. Taven Bryan, DeJuan Smoot, Jordan Smith stays. Did Daniel Ross get cut? He got cut a ways back.
Yes,
he got cut a ways back.
Yeah. But I think it was an injury settlement.
Yeah. Like I said, sorry, I got this. This is like a couple weeks ago that's in front of me. Aaron Patrick, that is a surprise. The Aaron Patrick making the team right now is a surprise. Roy Robertson Harris, Adam Gotsis makes it, Jay Tufele, Malcolm Brown, and Daniel Akwale is a surprise to many probably, but I'm a little less surprised by that. If you go back to our conversation yesterday, I figured they liked him. It's a big body. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is good radio. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on the defensive, if you count defensive line and edge.
I don't want to say breaking news, but big news for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They have acquired a 7th-round pick because Josh Oliver has made the team of the Baltimore Ravens.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Josh Oliver, not good enough to make the Jaguars tight end chart. Good enough to make the Baltimore Ravens tight end chart.
Jags have 8 O-linemen, by the way. Barch, Linder, Norwell, Richardson, Robinson, Shatley, Taylor, Little. AJ Cann on COVID.
Oh, good point. Good point. Thank you. I mean, Cann will be on there, of course. Yeah. So you're right. So right now they have 8, which means, they're just so heavy on the defensive side right now. Mm-hmm. Does that tell you that the defensive competition was better or the defensive questions are more?
It's a 3-4 defense.
They can't keep these numbers, so they're going to have to get rid of somebody. Let's see, AJ Cann's going to come off the list. Are they cutting Will Richardson or are they cutting a defensive player? Because they can't cut any more receivers, tight ends, or running backs or quarterbacks.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Richardson is the guy that gets cut.
Really?
Yeah. I'm telling you, I mean, when you play the 3-4, you have to have depth. You have to have. Keep in mind, those linebackers are special teams guys as well, so they count against it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's true. And I will say this: Miles Jack, Shaquille Quarterman, Dakota Allen, Damian Wilson, and the Chappelle Russell keeping of him adds a linebacker that a lot of us had kind of planned for 4. So they've just got 5. So Chappelle Russell might still be on the bubble here. Again, some of these guys don't take a breath now. Yeah. It's not a sigh of relief. It's congratulations for a moment. But the next 24, 36, 48 hours are going to be critical for a bunch of these guys still. We continue to break down the Jaguars roster. What's Urban Meyer saying about it? We'll have some of that as well. And QB rookie report card coming up around the NFL. It's a busy day in the Shield League. Here on Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Hot and humid this afternoon. Some sunshine, but also a few showers and storms here and there, with temperatures in the low to mid-90s where it's not raining. Partly cloudy, muggy overnight tonight with a few showers and into the mid-70s. And on and off showers and a few thunderstorms tomorrow, your Wednesday high in the mid to upper 80s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where for a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Today, I took someone to their first job.
Today, I helped someone get to a medical appointment.
Today, I helped someone see their loved ones.
Today, I took someone to see a concert.
JTA bus operators are professional, trained, courteous, and proud. Become a driver of change. JTA is now hiring bus operators and is offering $10,000 to $15,000 hiring bonuses. On-the-job training provided. CDL training available. To apply, log on to go.jtafla.com/drive or call 904-630-3100. That's 630-3100 to become a driver of change.
Injuries on the job can cause you to lose control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Money is not coming in and your medical bills are piling up. Our legal team is here to help. We can help you file all your workers' compensation claims to make sure you get the proper benefits you're entitled to. If you've been injured on the job, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life. Office in Jacksonville.
I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Mortno. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper. So many flavors to choose from. And, of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jax.
Are you a recent high school graduate who hasn't made up their mind about what they want to do for their career? Or possibly you're already working, but you're stuck in a dead-end job? If so, then I'm here to tell you about JTech. JTech is a local school that offers hands-on essential career training. Have you heard about the massive increase in online ordering since the pandemic started? That means that more people are needed who can service diesel trucks. Diesel technology is an important part of the transportation industry, and qualified diesel technicians play a huge role in keeping that industry moving. At JTech, they're helping to meet the demand for skilled diesel technicians by offering a 91 credit hour ASE-based diesel technology program. This program is going to help you give you the hands-on skills and confidence needed to launch a successful career in diesel technology. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Is your home not feeling very new anymore? Sick of that pink bathroom tile, popcorn ceilings, a stove older than you are? Whether it's repairs or reno, finance it smart with a Honeydew HELOC from 1-to-1 Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, where you can borrow up to 90% of your home's appraised value. You've got good taste, but your block counters ain't cheap. So get to work and open a Honeydew HELOC with 1-to-1 Financial. When you do, we'll send you a free handyman tool set to get started. Apply online at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Temperatures keep climbing and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Kinetico makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric, twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Kinetico dealer.
Men, do you feel embarrassed in the bedroom because of ED or PE? Prime Men's Medical Center has the solution.
I'm Dr. Brown. 98% of patients experience a positive result from the treatment in just 10 minutes after just one office visit. Men are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer, and it's affordable.
Call Prime Men's Medical Center at 904-664-8217. See results on your first visit guaranteed or pay nothing. Call 904-664-8217.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Greg McGarity. The future of college football is now, and our primary goal is to position the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl and Jacksonville to be prepared for a potential college football expansion. And we need you, our local business leaders, to join our team and showcase that Jacksonville supports college football. Gator Bowl Sports has opportunities for all companies, whether you have 5 employees or 5,000. I would love to meet you and talk about our future. If you'd like to learn more, contact me at 904-798-1700.
The only thing worse than hiring no law firm after your injury is hiring the wrong law firm. When thousands of people call us every year asking to help them change law firms, I wonder why they ever call the other firm. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN 690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN 690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690. Welcome back, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Big day across the NFL as cuts were made. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are down to 53. It's kind of like, I did say final 53. Well, I mean, it is temporarily. It's for now 53.
Yeah.
Right? First thing Urban Meyer says at his news conference is we have the number one claim. They're scouring the wire.
Of course.
Right? Very interesting to note. 3 running backs, 3 tight ends, 5 wide receivers. A lot of defensive players. If my count is correct, 14 defensive tackle / edge rushers, 5 linebackers. So that's a big number. And then, of course, you have your specialists as well, and that leads for 9 players in the back end. Jared Wilson, a safety, let go. But the Jaguars have Rayshon Jenkins, Rudy Ford. He's a big special teamer, but now I think he's going to play in that back end. They'll show that 3-safety look often in this Baltimore kind of style defense under Joe Cullen, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Rudy Ford, basically Urban Meyer just said this too. He's going to play. And that surprises me. I thought Rudy Ford, I want to say, I got to go look this up, but I want to say Rudy Ford was like a 1-year, $2 million deal.
Sure.
Like, I think I thought it was strictly for him to be a gunner. Urban Meyer told us, like, in a production meeting, he might be the best gunner he's ever seen on tape. Rudy Ford.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, I mean, and that's good because, I mean, that shows that you play with that dog in you. You know, I mean, the gunner can be a thankless job. It can be a job that's underappreciated, and it's a physically demanding, physically taxing type of job. So if he brings that type of mindset to the safety position, well, maybe you can see why they chose to keep him and why he may be getting some reps at playing safety.
Yeah, so that's an interesting one that I don't know if people were planning. The safety room is interesting for the Jags. One, Wilson goes, Wingert stays. Interesting. Rudy Ford's going to play more than I think we ever thought back there. That's interesting to me. Andre Sisco might be a star back there, man. I mean, he might be on the verge. Though it was very, here's another interesting thing the other day. He was playing deep into that game, deep into that Dallas game.
Andre Sisco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was a little surprised by that.
No, I mean, that just shows me that, number one, you're a rookie, but number two, like, you're not going to be the starting safety. So they're trying to throw as many reps as you as possible. You saw the same thing with Walker Little a little bit, where it's like, if you're a rookie on this team, you get more reps.
And by the way, this just in from Urban Meyer, too. Tavon Austin will be ready to go week 1, he says. So,
there you go.
So the injury, not significant. So that's a big deal. And he is going to be utilized. Casey just passed us along, coming from the news conference of Urban Meyer. The top 2 things they're looking for on the waiver wire: running back and receiver, in that reverse order. Receiver, then running back.
Okay.
That's kind of their target right now, and that's why they're so light in those positions. Again, Jags are only keeping 5 receivers. 1 is injured right now in Tavon Austin, but the news in that he will be ready by the regular season. The second one is Jamal Agnew, who is really hard to figure in, basically, to their receiving rotation, more of a punt return man. So keep an eye on the waiver wire. Maybe you're a guy. Tyrone Johnson. I mean, again, speed kills.
Yeah.
And speed is something, the first thing you ask if the Jaguars are looking for a player right now on offense, from a running back, like a third down back kind of perspective, or a receiver, is speed. How fast are they?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's speed, and it's also the fact that you have to be diverse. You know, if we're talking about the running back position, you know, Casey brought up Jordan Howard. You don't need another bruiser-type back. You need a dynamic back who can be versatile in the receiving game. Now, there are some guys out there, obviously, and we'll see how that pans out. But that's what you want to bring in, because you have James Robinson. You can get the ball to James Robinson 20 times a game, and you can have a physical brand of football. Now, James Robinson himself is no slouch in the receiving game. You know, we've seen it in the preseason. We obviously saw it last year towards the end of the year. But you just get the feeling that you want to get a guy that can, you know, is a threat on that wheel route to take it deep if you can.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
I mean, I think Jalen Samuels could be an interesting name. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just one example. Yeah. You know, I mean, there's tons of third down backs out there now. So
does the idea of, well, maybe we'll have to see what they do, but keep an eye on what they do with the waiver wire. And that in particular, a third down back, a speed back, somebody with a change of pace. And again, you will go back to what I think is the biggest development of the last month is losing Travis Etienne, and I'm not alone in that, right? I mean, I think many people know the Jags overall have been very, very healthy, you know, which I think you got to give a nod to either the way Urban did camp or that sports performance program that he keeps talking about. But they're pretty healthy, knock on wood, going into week 1. They just have bad luck losing Etienne on really just a regular play. Mm-hmm. And the guy hurts and gets a Liz Frank injury in his foot. I mean, so overall they've been pretty healthy. But, man, the one injury they had, it was like if you could name top 3 injuries I hope they don't have, it would probably be that.
No,
right?
For sure.
It was one of those. And so it's going to continue to be a little bit of an eye-popping, eye-sore type of thing for this offense unless they do find somebody that can do that. Now, there's guys out there, but they're not going to do it like Etienne. Can Austin, third down back type of guy fill the role of Travis Etienne to even some degree? Maybe it's a 50% of the role that Etienne would have played. It'll be really interesting to see if the Jags can find that.
Interesting standpoint, too, from the Ravens. Ravens cut Pernell McPhee.
Wow.
McPhee was the guy that was utilized against the Tennessee Titans that I always talk about, my former teammate from Chicago, but was the guy that was brought in to shut down Derrick Henry. Obviously a Joe Cullen type guy. I wonder if there's room on this roster for a guy like Pernell McPhee.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using the word interesting a lot today.
Yeah.
If there was a buzzer every time, if you had to drink every time I said interesting today.
That case would be gone by now.
Might have to break out the happy hour horn early.
Yeah. Did Urban mention anything about the tight end position?
He just did. They kept 3. They're trying to keep Davis for the practice squad. They said Davis and Ellefson were both did well in camp, but he didn't say they were trying to keep Ellefson, but he said they're definitely trying to keep Davis on the practice squad.
That's interesting like that he would say that. Like,
we're all good,
you got to play a little coy there. Right. Because somebody might come pick him up.
I know.
Well,
maybe you're being yeah.
Maybe he is. Maybe he said, yeah, well, we're really trying to keep Tyler Davis. So go get Davis. We really want Ellefson back to the practice squad.
For sure.
He said similar things about Colin Johnson and about Dorsett. He said Dorsett's been banged up and he has a hamstring injury currently, but they're trying to find a way to keep him.
Okay, see that, and you wonder about that. There's a lot of injuries sometimes that you just don't know about, and what's the severity of them. And Dorsett that was the most surprising early move that was made. Like when the word started trickling out, the Dorsett move caught us a little bit off guard, I think. And then I'll go back to say what I've been saying in most of the show. You combine the fact that Dorsett, Cooper, Jalen Camp is not a surprise by himself, but Treadwell and Colin Johnson. You take those 5 players and you tell me any one of those guys got released or waived. I'm like, okay, I could kind of see. You tell me all 5 of those guys got released or waived, and I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Like, that's really, to me, that's a surprising thing that all 5 of them, we thought there was some great back-end competition. It's like none of them made it through the competition.
Yeah.
It was like, so what does that say? Maybe there wasn't great competition. There was competition of mediocre value, is the way I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely, I think, speaks volumes to that standpoint. When you have deep rooms that have the talent, you do everything in your power. If you have to sacrifice from another position, you do that, right? But if it's lackluster talent, then yeah, you have no problem cutting a couple guys and saying, hey, we can make up on the back end, or we'll sacrifice this position to keep guys in other positions.
So that's it for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Their roster is set for now. It's a for now final 53 for Urban Meyer's first set of cuts and Trent Baalke as well. The big surprises for guys that have stayed, I tweeted this out earlier or shared this earlier. If you're just jumping in my estimation, you've got some surprises. And that is the fact that on the defensive side, Daniel Okwale, Aaron Patrick are staying. Chappelle Russell, who I know they liked, but I thought maybe they'd waive and see if they can keep him on practice squad or something. He's on the team for now. And Andrew Wingard is a surprise to me that he's on the team. Special teams, obviously, a big value. Chris Claybrooks, I thought he might be an odd man out in this situation, but with Sidney Jones being traded last night, that opened the door for a guy like Chris Claybrooks to stick around. And I think there was one other one that I'm missing in terms of surprise, but I can't find it right now. So those are some of the surprises of the players that stuck around for the Jacksonville Jaguars for now, because we figure, what do you think over-under on how many moves are made? Let's just say, I mean, are we talking, should I set it at 2.5 or 3.5? I mean, as much as we want to say, hey, the waiver wire, they can get so much better. Let's be honest. These are guys getting cut, okay, from other teams. This isn't the draft.
Feels like the draft.
No.
I'm treating it like the draft right now. I would 3.5.
I'd say 3.5 is a fair number.
Over under?
I think if I was doing the odds in Vegas, I'd go 3.5 because I'd play with the emotions of the Jags fan who thinks that there is going to be like 7.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think they're right on that.
You have the under?
I actually would take the under.
I'm taking the over.
Keep in mind, you already have a move that's going to happen. This wouldn't count on the waiver wire, but A.J. Cann, when he comes back from the COVID list, is going to spark a move.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, yeah, I would. I'm going to say under. I'm going to take the under.
I'm taking Tyron Johnson. I'm taking Pernell McPhee, Richard Rodgers, and Jalen Samuels. Now I'm just playing Madden. Is all I'm doing. Now I'm just playing Madden at this point. I'm just playing Madden, having some fun.
I know.
What else are you going to do?
This is like
I'm playing Madden now.
This is like we drafted in our fantasy league, and then the next 3 hours, boom.
You know what, man? You went 1-15 last year. Always room to upgrade, isn't there? Always room to upgrade.
Well, listen, I just gave you 5 guys that I thought might even get cut that made the team. So I mean, that could be 5 moves right there.
Yeah,
that happened.
Yeah,
you know. So it's not too surprising. I just have a hunch that it won't be as crazy as you think it is.
Yeah.
But 3 is still a lot, by the way. 3 is a pretty good waiver wire, weekend.
Yeah.
Or week or whatever it might be. This, by the way, has to be done before the first game. And I'm talking 3.5.
Sure.
That's not like 3.5 for the season.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
No, I got you before the first game. I got you.
But Jags get the number 1 priority on the waiver wire spot, I think, through week 3. That's how it works. So they've got a few weeks to really try to get this roster even better. We'll be back. Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Cheap,
climbing.
It's intercepted. Picked off of the 12. He will go down. He finds the promised land. Touchdown, FSU.
This is your home for FSU football.
Outside the numbers to the 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. It's a touchdown, Florida State. Intercepted. Picked off of the 33-yard line. Noles win. Noles win.
Catch live coverage of the Seminoles all season long, right here on your home for Florida State football.
Sponsored by Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. Smoked for hours, served in minutes.
Hello, you have reached the Crooks R Us Training Helpline. Today, we're discussing the differences between a Safe Touch security system and a do-it-yourself security system.
One's professionally installed and monitored, while the other one comes in a box.
Well, yeah, there's that. As you know, houses with Safe Touch security systems are strictly off-limits to us crooks, for many reasons.
Professional installation and monitoring among them.
Correct. And by contrast, alarm systems that come in a box with do-it-yourself installation are a crook's best friend.
Plus, they have DIY monitoring. No comparison to Safe Touch's two-way communicator.
Excellent point. So to sum up, as crooks, you'll want to avoid any house with Safe Touch security. And tell your loved ones if they're going to buy something that comes in a box, just make it cornflakes.
Only one security system is truly the best. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Temperatures keep climbing, and hotter weather means your body needs more water. Stay hydrated. CGC Water Treatment wants to make sure the water you and your family drink is cleaner, healthier, and tastes great. It starts with the Connecticut system, proudly made in America and installed by the pros CGC Water. Not sure about your water? Call CGC. They'll analyze your water for free. I haven't had to worry about my water since I got mine installed because Connecticut systems remove up to 99% of the contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Connecticut makes the world's most efficient softeners, non-electric, twin tanks that use less salt and water during regeneration. Save up to $500 on select softener and RO systems this month. Financing available with approved credit. Call CGC Water at 904-552-1242. Call and ask about Conway Club, the new service program that will save you money on salt, filters, delivery, parts, and labor. Tell them Brent sent you and find out all the details and all the great ways you can save. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com, your local independent Connecticut dealer. I love football and I love chicken wings. Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. We are a lot alike, right? You love football and you love wings. Let's win the week with Extreme Wings Sports Grill. 4 locations in Jacksonville, Atlantic Boulevard, Ocean Way, 210 in St. Johns County, and the new location on Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks, serving up the freshest, never frozen, world-famous extreme hot wings to Jacksonville since 1999. We like football. We like wings. We love a good deal. To celebrate the grand opening of the Extreme Wings Roosevelt location, get 6 wings, french fries, and a drink for just $12.99 at the Roosevelt location. 6 wings, french fries, and a drink, just $12.99. Active military gets special discounts: jalapeno ranch, Caribbean jerk, spicy blue cheese, lemon pepper, so many flavors to choose from. And of course, they can make them extreme if you want. Plenty of space at Extreme Wing Sports Grill locations. If you're looking for a place for the entire team, try Extreme Wing Sports Grill. I love it. You'll love it. 4 locations in Jacksonville, including Roosevelt Boulevard near NAS Jacks.
Start fall with everything to do business better during Dell Technologies Labor Day event. Save up to 45% on select business PCs with Windows 10 Pro. Power your workday with savings on Dell servers, monitors, docks, and other accessories, plus free shipping on everything. Do more with modern devices and Windows 10 Pro. Call 877-ASK-DELL for a Dell Technologies advisor who can help you find the right tech. That's 877-ASK-DELL for business specials during Dell's Labor Day event.
If you're anything like me, then cars were an important part of your childhood growing up. Literally, some of my very first memories involved helping my grandpa build old cars. If you're into cars, then you know that the technology is always evolving, which is why there is a demand for well-trained automotive technicians. As a student in the automotive technology program at JTech, you'll be learning basic automotive maintenance, diagnostic procedures, and effective repair methods while using testing equipment and specialized tools. The program also includes training on electrical, HVAC, engine performance, suspension, steering, brake systems, and transmission diagnosis and repair. Their shop settings are designed to represent the actual automotive environments that you will be experiencing when you get into the automotive industry. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Austin Lane from Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Smart speakers are becoming part of everyday life, so why not use it to listen to the radio? Tell Alexa, Google Home, or any other speaker to play ESPN 690. Give it a shot weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
Boy, he played really well yesterday or Sunday. We think with Joe and with Tosh, he's a guy that it's time to play. He's been around, and I can see the urgency in his look and his practice, and then the way he played really well on Sunday.
That's Urban Meyer talking about Taven Bryan. I'll tell you this. Again, I get this vantage point just a couple of times a year. Down on the sideline, I was watching Taven Bryan. I really did think like he was getting after it. You could tell like there was an urgency with Taven Bryan. I think there were some plays like he played well. I didn't watch every play, but it was really watching him come off the field. You want to see a guy's face was just beat red like by the third quarter. One, I don't know if it said because a little bit of the early part of August where he's a little out of shape. I mean, you thought we're inside, okay? It's not talking about a 105-degree day out there on a Sunday afternoon. I mean, but he was leaving it out there. He knew the urgency, what that game meant to him and making the team. And I don't think he felt like he was a lock. He played a long way in that game, too. He's another guy. When you play a long way in that last game, when other guys are resting, there are questions about you most of the time. So Taven Bryan makes the team. Can they get that? Can they get whatever bump is left in the Taven Bryan bump? And if they do, I think there's like a lot of hope for that guy. I have said this before over the last couple of months when people talk about Taven Bryan. I think if this is where Urban Meyer can be really good. Urban Meyer is going to get the best out of a player like Taven Bryan, I think. I don't know if that's not guaranteed, but I think that's what Urban's very good at. Taking a player like Urban and like Taven and squeezing every ounce out of him. And getting him to play to his capability. I think he's done that in his career at the collegiate level. Can he do that at the NFL level? Can he get through to Taven Bryan to get the best out of him? I wonder. There's a small little sample of this already with C.J. Henderson. Henderson's got talent. Whatever conversations they've had, whatever talks they had midway through camp, he's getting good play right now to C.J. Henderson. He's getting a locked-in C.J. Henderson. I think you got to attribute some of that to Urban Meyer and his coaching.
Yeah, going back to Taven Bryan a little bit, I'm reminded of the penalty that he had in Dallas. And then the coach pulled him. I think Colin pulled him out then after that. I feel like there's not let's be honest. The guy showed up with the black eye and a banged up hand. And I think people saw, okay, the writing's on the wall. I think with Taven Bryan, Joe Cullen sees a guy who, and I always say this about Taven Bryan, that the guy plays with the chip on his shoulder, right? He plays with an intensity, and he's got to get up. He has all the physical tools. It's just the mental part. So if I sit here and say, okay, Taven Bryan's strong enough, he's quick enough, he's shown the athleticism to make it in this league, the only thing that's lacking is the mental part of it. Well, a coach is going to hear that and say, I can change him around. I can get through to him. That's what a coach wants to do. So I think that has to lead to why Taven Bryan probably made the team a little bit.
Yeah, listen, the guy's talented. Every coach will tell you that. But there's a lot of wasted talent in sports. That's just a fact.
But you don't think it's coach's personal mission to try to change, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, if it's not clicking mentally, I feel like a coach accepts it as a challenge to be like, I want to be the guy that turns it around for him.
And I think Urban does too. Yeah, I think there are guys. Now, you got to like that guy. You got to see something in that guy. You got to believe in that guy. And I think it's clear by him making the team that Urban sees that. Like he sees that and CJ. You can easily give up on those guys, especially if you're new to a regime and you'll be like, all right, get out of here. You go see if somebody else can get. I don't want to deal with it. That's not what he's doing with these couple of players in particular. C.J. Henderson for a totally different reason than Taven Bryan. But I do think there's a parallel there that Urban and Joe Cullen and this staff thinks they can squeeze more out of those guys. Taven's more urgent because he's at the end of his contract here, and it's been 4 years. C.J. Henderson, there's a little more patience. He's a top 10 pick who has played less than 16 games in his career, So it's going to be interesting to watch. But I'm a believer in that. I'm a believer This is where I think Urban's good. You know, I mean, here's the deal. He had a lot of good players. If you want to go even all the way back to the Florida days, right? He had some players that had some issues and some things going on, but he still was able to get the best out of them as players, right? I mean, should he have had some of those guys on, all those kind of conversations? All right, leave that aside for a second. My point is, those guys played some really good football. And a lot of the people that Urban has coached in college hasn't necessarily translated to the NFL. Why is that? Maybe he got the best football out of them, or maybe they just weren't good enough to go to the next level. I don't know. That's probably different for each guy.
But see, I think the NFL, it's completely different than the college game, because in the college game, you get by with your athleticism. You can get by with just being a prime athlete. Why do you think Tavon Bryan got drafted in the first round?
Just off that.
Just off that alone, right? So, yeah, and not to say, Urban Meyer didn't reach those guys as well and bring the best out of them. He very well could have. But I'm saying if you're Tavon Bryan, once you got to the NFL, I think it was a rude awakening saying, hey, because I was there as well. I've been there. You think that, in college, like, nobody can touch you. Now, this is coming from me at the Ohio Valley Conference in Murray State, but still, that's what I thought. And then also you get to the league and you realize every little misstep, every little, inch that you're off with your hand placement or the get off or whatever the case may be will cost you. And it can cost you a career. And I think with Tavon Bryan, we've seen more times than not where the hand placement hasn't been there. There's been missteps. There's been misdiagnostics in terms of how he's messed up in terms of, is it a boot or is it a run? We've seen him be completely turned around and the quarterback's going the opposite direction. So we've seen all of these things. Now, can a coach fix that? Maybe. And then that's going to be the story this season for Tavon Bryan is, can it finally be fixed? But I'm just saying it's not going to be an overnight thing. Yeah. This is going to take time and effort, and most importantly, reps. And I feel like with Tavon Bryan, I don't think you're going to see a lot of reps right now, pending everybody can stay healthy on this defensive line.
Yeah, it's an interesting point, because if you go back to the Florida days with these two guys, C.J. Henderson and Tavon Bryan, they weren't like, oh my gosh, every play. Like, there are a lot of people that questioned when the Jags took both players in the first round where they took them, because even Gator fan wasn't like, man, that guy was unbelievable every Saturday. You know? They saw some talent, they saw some flashes, but I didn't see like, whoa, That wasn't the case coming out of – it was like more the Jags bought into their stock, their athletic ability, and said, we can coach this up to be, boom, this good. And that does happen. That happens in the NBA, happens in the NFL. That's part of the job, right? Projecting. The problem is so far with Tavon Bryan is that projection just has not worked. Now, the physical stuff is still there. Hasn't lost that. Yeah. But can he get it right the other way? Another receiver up for grabs? What do you got?
How about John Brown? They call him Smoke.
Speedster, man, coming from Arizona. Where's he recently at?
The Raiders.
Raiders.
He asked for his release, I think, with the Raiders.
Hey, you want speed?
He's got speed, man.
If we're playing Madden, might as well.
We are playing Madden. Go and bring him on the team too. So what is that? 4 moves we made now?
All wide receivers?
Well, no, because we got Richard Rodgers coming. We got Pernell McPhee coming. So yeah, and then we got Jalen Samuels.
Another receiver that I had. It's been like an hour, but Travis Fulgham.
Sign him.
He said that
Philly,
too.
Sign him. Let's go.
Led the Eagles in receiving last year, and they cut him.
Hang on, before we go to break, let me see Travis Fulgham's 40-yard dash time quick, and we'll see if we're signing him or not.
I don't think it's.
You don't think it's that good?
Flies.
You don't think? Hang on now. We got time.
No, we really don't.
That's fine. 4.58.
Yeah, I don't think he flies. Not fast enough for us, Travis.
Sorry, man.
We'll be back. Football at 5, rookie report card. Mac Jones, a big story. The Jags 53, a big story. Football.
Do we got time or not?
Coming up on ESPN 690. I got to tease this.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease, and strokes. I could go on forever, unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work, and then, bam, your whole life changes. You're injured, and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Personal injury law firm Fair & Fair is now accepting applications for its second annual Empowering Greatness Scholarship Program. Fair & Fair will award 5 rising high school seniors across Florida a 2-year college plan. The plan prepays tuition, registration fees, and 60 credit hours at any of the 28 Florida colleges. To be eligible, students must attend a public or charter school. Visit fairandfair.com/scholarship.
Goodyear believes in the power of moving forward. No matter if it's on the track, the court, or the field, movement makes us want to be more. It pushes us to go further, to show the world what we can do. Movement has the unique ability to change our perspective, to challenge us, to work for a better tomorrow. Movement can even bring us together when we're still, because if we're focused on the next move, we don't have to worry about what's behind us. Goodyear, more driven.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a pricey long-term contract to get in on the action. Well, no more, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, with plans starting at just $35 a month with no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, all on America's best networks. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisa. Huge NFL news. The decision has been made in New England. The Patriots released veteran Cam Newton, meaning rookie Mac Jones will be the team's starting quarterback. With Jones under center, New England could potentially be one of the AFC's elites, believes ESPN's Booger McFarland.
If Mac Jones stays healthy, they will challenge the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East, which gives them an opportunity to challenge whoever comes out of the other divisions. They will be a top 4 team in the AFC. Bill Belichick has put a team together led by a rookie quarterback that if he stays healthy, they are a top 4 team in the entire AFC this season.
Booger McFarland on Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Jones will be New England's first rookie starting QB since Drew Bledsoe in 1993. Patriots corner Stephon Gilmore on the PUP list, who opened the season, so he's out at least the first 6 games. Gilmore, who wants a new contract, is recovering from quad surgery. Saints coach Sean Payton says there's a good chance they have their season opener against the Packers in Dallas at AT&T Stadium if they can't host the game at the Superdome in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austin Lane.
Concern number one for me, we got Dorsett is dinged right now. We brought in Devin Smith, and he goes out there and makes a catch that I haven't seen our guys make. So, but he's also had 2 ACLs. He's an older player, but he gives you the top end of he can knock the top off the coverage. That's my biggest concern, and also 3 running backs.
That's Urban Meyer just in the last hour talking about the final, for now, 53-man roster. Brent Martineau, Austin Lane, Casey here on a Tuesday, a busy one in the NFL. We're going to get to our rookie report card, football at 5 in just a moment. That includes Mac Jones, really the biggest NFL story of the day. Mac Jones, starting quarterback in New England. Cam Newton released by the Patriots. That was like an oh wow this morning. Mm-hmm. There really hasn't been another oh wow release, has there? That you see, there might be some like, okay, well, that's weird. That didn't surprise. But I'm talking about the masses are sitting there saying, wow.
Yeah, nothing that's really coming to mind quite yet. No.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the
I'm
Jacksonville...
still refreshing, don't worry.
By the way, he really is like refreshing every 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm starting to get arthritis right now on my right hand, but it's all good, man. You do what you got to do for the show.
So here we go. The Jaguars' 53-man roster is set for now. We think, and Urban Meyer just said, going to be very active on the waiver wire. We set the over-under at 3.5. Austin says over. I say under. I don't think it'll be as much as people think, but certainly could see it being 4, 5, or 6 guys. I think there are 5 guys or 6 players that even I'm a little bit surprised made the roster.
Mm-hmm.
And my 5 or 6 that made the roster that I'm surprised at, here they are. Aaron Patrick, defensive end. Chris Claybrooks, corner. I knew he was on the bubble, but it surprised me. Daniel Aquale, the defensive tackle. I knew they liked him, but I'm surprised he made it. Chappelle Russell, linebacker. That's your 5th linebacker. Really had a good camp. Part of a good competition at linebacker in that back end. And Chappelle Russell probably might be the biggest surprise name on the list. Everybody's like, who? Right? That is who is that? Aquale might fit that, and Aaron Patrick actually might fit that too. But I really think Chappelle Russell fits that better than any. And then Andrew Wingard. You know, again, Wingard's a guy the fans, listen, Taven Bryan, as much as the fans get on Taven, I don't know if everybody's shocked that he's on the team. Wingard is a guy that it's like, if this guy's on the team, how good is our roster?
Yeah, okay. It's not I get what you're saying, yes. But now special teams.
Special teams.
How good is your special teams?
He's supposed to be very good at special teams.
There you go.
Didn't he have like a couple of holding penalties on special teams?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
The Jags went all in on special teams. Jamal Agnew, Rudy Ford, Andrew Wingard. Chappelle Russell's got to be able to do that as well. I think Dakota Allen, Lorente McRae. Those are like 5 or 6 players I just mentioned. You might not see them involved. Well, Rudy Ford actually is going to be pretty involved, it looks like, in the back end of the Jags secondary as a safety. But some of those guys, like you may see them just a few plays on the field in the first month of the season, but they're going to be active on special teams. And so Urban Meyer, Trent Baalke, they put a lot into the special teams and invested into it, and guys made the team because of it. Like, that's legit. To your point, sometimes, like Montel Owens over the years, he would make the team solely as a special teams guy. I mean, you might see him in the backfield from time to time, but he was a special teams ace. Yeah. He was a Pro Bowler at that. He's very good. The Jaguars, they didn't just reserve that for Agnew or Rudy Ford. It feels like they reserved that for a handful of players, the amount of emphasis they put on special teams. I think the big numbers game story, and Urban Meyer alluded to this, and he said it's really not enough. We don't have enough players here yet, and that's 3 running backs and 5 receivers. 3 tight ends, not as alarming, but 3 running backs, 5 receivers. That's a little surprising. With all the depth they had at wideout, we thought they might keep 6 or 7. They keep 5 instead, which means they're going to actively look at that waiver wire. Now, tight end is a group that it's okay to have 3, but are they comfortable with the 3 they have? Manhurts is a very good blocker. James O'Shaughnessy isn't going anywhere. Luke Farrell, they think, is a good blocker. Can they add to that room with a pass-catching tight end that might be out there? I think that's a question. They don't need to, but it's an upgradable spot if you can find a guy.
Yeah, when we talk about, whether it's tight end, whether it's wide receiver, whether it's running back, and I think I've said this word, I don't know, at least 35 times today. I'm going to say it again. Does anybody out there make you more dynamic? Now, from the tight end perspective, you have a guy in James O'Shaughnessy who's going to be counted on as your, receiver from the tight end group. You get the sense that they like Chris Manhurts out of the receiving game, but, that's still improving to this point. A guy in Luke Farrell you brought in because he's a good run blocker. Can you use him in the receiving game? Maybe sparingly. So if you go after a tight end, it's got to be a guy that is going to be a receiving threat. Now, I think that's going to be more of a rare commodity on the waiver wire just because, well, why would you let a guy like that go? If he's a decent blocking tight end, okay, I can see a guy getting cut. But if this guy's a legit receiver, you're probably not going to cut him, right? Because there's always a need for receiving tight ends.
You can't be that deep.
So that could be a little tricky on the waiver wire. From the running back position, with James Robinson, you know what he gives you. With Carlos Hyde, you kind of know what he gives you as well. Now, he can be versatile using the passing game, but let's be honest. I think, he's a lot more James Robinson than he is, I don't know, give me a receiving like a James White.
Yeah, good call.
He's more of a running back in terms of running the ball.
Would have been.
Exactly. And then, when you kept Dario Ogunbowale, to me, Ozigbo was more of the third down back. Right, like Ogunbowale is fantastic in the receiving game, but I got the sense that Ozigbo was a little more shifty, was a little more different than Ogunbowale was, because Ogunbowale seemed to be like the bigger bodied guy.
I agree with you.
So you have 3 running backs now that are kind of the same body type. Now they're different, but like they're same body type, kind of same running style, can be counted on as receivers, can pound the rock with them. But in terms of being dynamic, not really. So that's where, in my opinion, that third down running back comes into place, where you need a shifty guy. You need a guy who you can rely on in the pass game and be a third down back. And then from the wide receiver standpoint, speed. Simple. Speed. It's what Urban Meyer has preached since he got here. You get the sense that, he's even said it, that he's not satisfied with the speed from that position. So find me the fastest guys, on the waiver wire, and they're probably coming to Jacksonville. Did John Ross get released? I'm sure Urban Meyer's salivating right now if John Ross gets released, because, hey, maybe he hasn't been used right. Maybe Urban Meyer's going to use John Ross right. And now we're talking 4-2, Brent. 4-2 coming at you.
That would be speed.
Yeah.
Did you say Cornell Powell from Clemson got released earlier, Casey?
I did, by the Chiefs, yeah.
I don't know if it's just a name that we know from the college game. I wonder if that does anything for the Jags. Let's see what his 40 time was.
Yep,
that's all we care about.
So he's a rookie? Or I don't, because I'll be honest, I don't really know a lot about this guy.
Yeah, 4.47.
Okay.
Not fast enough.
I mean, it's fast. I would take that.
He's a 5th round pick by the Chiefs.
This past year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
5th round pick out of Clemson. Familiarity with Lawrence.
Yeah.
Trevor go in the office, be like, hey, man, I want to give this guy a shot.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody else's 5th round pick that you could pick up.
Off the waiver wire. That's what happens when you go to Super Bowls. you can afford to do that.
But that's it, though, right? Like I said that in a break, I think, to you guys. I mean, I'm looking at Buffalo's roster. I'm looking at Kansas City's roster. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the Rams roster. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at those. Who do they get rid of because they don't have room? Mm-hmm. And I want to look at what they have. And this is a guy that, I mean, listen, he's not 4.2 fast, but 4.47 fast, familiarity with your quarterback. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Again, it's kind of a name we know just because we knew Trevor so much and we watched Clemson and we know maybe that's a little bit why it rings a bell with me. But that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
53 catches, 882 yards, and 7 touchdowns from Trevor Lawrence last season.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a guy you take a peek at if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let's go. I wanted to do something real quick. Last year's draft class, this was not Bulky was involved with it, by the way. How much he was involved with it is debatable. If it was a good pick, he would say I was heavily involved. If it was a bad pick, he'd say I didn't even do that. And Urban Meyer, of course, this is the new regime this year. C.J. Henderson still on the roster, Kayvon Chason, Laviska Shenault, Devon Hamilton. By the way, those first 4 picks, they need to have figured in nicely. We'll see what they do. Henderson's starting to play better. Shenault obviously looks like he's on his way to a really nice year in career. Devon Hamilton, there's a ton of upside on Devon. We'll see about Chason now. Mm-hmm. Chason, I think, really has to get moving. Ben Barch was part of that class. Josiah Scott was let go by the Jags, or traded, I think, to the Eagles. I don't know if he was traded or let go.
I think he made the team, though.
But the Eagles picked him up.
Yeah, I think he made the roster.
He was a 4th-round pick last year. Shaq Quarterman now has worked himself onto the roster as a primary backup, as a 4th-round pick last year. Daniel Thomas makes the team, still on it. Colin Johnson, cut. They like him, but they didn't like him enough to keep him on the 53 right now. He's going to have to earn it back on the practice squad. Don't be surprised if somebody else picks up Colin Johnson, and he really works out for them. Maybe he's just not a fit here, but he's going to be a fit somewhere. I think Colin's a good player. Jake Luton, he's going to end up on the practice squad. Tyler Davis looks like he'll end up on the practice squad. And Chris Claybrooks. I mean, so there's still unwritten stories about last year's draft class. Mm-hmm. Now, if you go back and look at the totality of the drafts, not many remaining.
Well, no, for sure. And also Josh Oliver, future All-Pro for the Baltimore Ravens.
That is still bothersome.
Was also
and by
part
the way,
of that draft class.
That is a deserving that is bothersome to a lot. It bothersome to me, and bothersome to you, and bothersome to you in your car, and bothersome to Casey, and bothersome to Steph, who's tutoring math right now, and it's still bothersome. Like, it should be. All right?
Hey, don't let Tavon and Brian distract you from the real news here that Josh Oliver made the Baltimore Ravens.
And Josh, just the fact that Josh Oliver is on another team and you got a 7th-round pick for him when you have 4 other 6th-round picks and another 7th-round pick.
I love it.
And the Jags have 12 picks now.
Hey, all those picks, you know what those could turn into one day? A 5th-round pick.
Yes. I really don't know. Somebody said the value
your money is worth.
Is like 2 6th-round picks is worth moving up 1 round. I don't know if that's really the chart.
I think it depends on what kind of pick.
How much are 4 6th-round picks worth?
It's good. I mean,
can you get a 4th? Can you get a 3rd?
It's almost like we're back at the Home Shopping Network. We have 4 6th-round picks right now.
Yeah,
I'm getting word.
Yeah.
Change that. We have 1 5th-round pick for you right now. A fresh, brand new 5th-round pick, small school prospect with a lot of speed. That's what it is.
I thought you were going to go you for a second, and then you said a lot of speed.
Hey, man, 4'8" at 270-ish. Not bad. Not bad.
Hey, do we want to start the rookie report card, even though Rick Riles may call in the middle of it?
After I tell you this, the New York Mets just came back from a 5-run deficit in the 9th inning to walk off the Marlins. Who do you think scored from first base on a single to left field?
With his thumbs down the entire time.
Thumbs down.
I hope he was right the entire time with his thumbs down.
Scored?
Yep. His hustle scored the run, and just so we're clear, the fans are thumbs upping.
They weren't, by the way, they were middle fingering in the 8th inning.
Yeah. I hope when he was running on the bases, obviously putting his body to the absolute limit, his thumbs were down the entire time.
Awesome.
Wasn't even pumping his arms, just thumbs down the entire time. That's what I would have did.
That would be so good. All right, you want to go to, let's start it, and we might have Rick Riles on in between. Sometimes that's right now, and sometimes that's in 10 minutes, though. So let's get going with the rookie report card. Let's begin with Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
What'd you do?
Yeah, I mean, got any more brain busters?
I did A+.
Oh, you did. See, you're a company guy. That's what you do. After we just said it's almost impossible to get an A+, you give Trevor Lawrence an A+.
He had a 154.5 QB rating.
Are we going by QB rating? You want to go by QB ratings?
He had 1 incompletion.
There you go.
What do you want me to do?
There you go, man.
Wait.
Was it perfect?
I can get an A+ and not be perfect.
Was it perfect?
Yes, it was, basically.
Okay.
Now, if he had taken a few more reps with the first team in August the last couple of weeks, it would have been.
Mm-hmm. We just said there's no such thing as an A+ on the thing because you can't be perfect, and now we give him an A+.
That's because it's Trevor.
Oh, I know.
Hey, listen.
I know.
Sunshine and Rainbows Club.
Hey, I know.
I mean, the applications are unbelievable right now.
I'm sure they're fantastic. I'm sure they're fantastic.
I've currently suspended.
Hopefully, Trevor's watching this
to the club.
I'll be honest, man. I hope it works out for you. I hope catering to the Trevor Lawrence fandom. I hope it works out for you because you got off to a rough start, right? You were talking about restraining orders before, but now we're to the point where it might work out for you.
It might.
You're good.
I'm really looking for this thumbs down emoji right now, so I'm a little sidetracked.
What did you give Zach Wilson?
Zach Wilson, what did I give him? An A?
You gave him an A?
I don't know. I can't see it. Remind me.
You gave him an I.
Oh, I gave him an I.
There you go.
Yeah, that's incomplete.
Because dude didn't play.
Yeah, what did you give him?
I gave him a not available.
An NA.
Yeah, an NA. Yep.
Don't do these trick questions. I'm trying to find a thumbs down emoji right now.
I don't know, man. We're doing a show, so just trying to.
You can just type in the word thumbs down, and then the emoji will then appear.
I probably could have done that.
How many emojis are you using where you can't find, isn't it in one of your
It's not
top?
my favorites. I guess I don't use it a lot. I have the middle finger one there for you guys.
There you go. Appreciate that.
So, yes, incomplete for for Zach.
Yep.
Who do we have next on the list?
That'd be Trey Lance, the 3rd overall pick.
Trey Lance, I gave him a C, and I think I was kind.
Ooh. I gave him a B+.
Why?
Because I think it's the best he's looked.
It's like 6 of 13 for 46 yards is the best he's looked.
Brent, did you
watch
watch
a touchdown run? Yeah.
Did you watch the stuff, though, or not?
I mean, just the touchdown run and a couple incompletions.
Okay. B+. That was the best he looked.
So why did you really think he was the best he looked?
Because I thought, once again, when we talk about the 49ers not doing him a lot of favors, per se, I thought that he showed – so the first couple games with Trey Lance, I talked about how he didn't look confident, right? Like he looked a little nervous back there. It looked like he couldn't take command of the huddle and all this stuff. He just looked, I don't know, on edge, let's just say. Kind of like Blaine Gabbert going into his third game of his rookie year.
Yeah.
He looked more confident to me. He showed off the wheels a little more. I liked what I saw there. Not going to be starting for Jimmy Garoppolo, but I thought he played good. I mean, the numbers don't indicate that, but once again, people around him are doing him no favors.
And then he suffered a chip in his finger, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. I think eventually we'll all have a chip in our finger.
Is that?
But he's out a week.
He's out a week, yeah.
Well, guess what? He's out until like December if they're out of it, or they don't need to win.
For sure.
That's when he's out until, right?
Yep.
Or if Jimmy G gets hurt.
Yes.
And they both ran for touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, Jimmy G.
Yeah, Jimmy G's not a runner.
No, not really.
Okay, next up, we have Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
And Fields, I always forget the grades I gave.
Mm-hmm.
But Fields, I had, I think, as an A.
Be an A-.
A-. He was good.
Not A-worthy, though.
No.
Okay.
I didn't see enough. Here's why I didn't see it. It was 7 to 10. I had a couple of carries. I just didn't. They weren't trying to do too much.
No. I mean, you get the sense that he's going to be the backup quarterback, even though that's still absurd to me. But to me, it's more of the same for Justin Fields. And I can't really pick this guy apart just because you get those Lamar Jackson vibes. You get an offense that they love to throw him out there in terms of running the bootleg, getting him out in space, and either he threatens you with his footwork or he threatens you with the pass. And it's to the point where I've talked about it before a little bit. If you're a rookie and you have wheels, 9 times out of 10 when the pocket's collapsing or when the guys are in front of you, you're going to use your wheels because that's what it's kind of always got you to where you're at. Fields is not that case. Fields has no problem saying, hey, I'm going to fake you out, shake you, and then throw the ball 30 yards down the field. So, I mean, to me, he's put on a marvelous performance in this preseason. And I think whenever it's going to be his time, I think he's going to shine. I think a guy from a fantasy football perspective, you might want to keep an eye on as well.
All right. Well, we'll see. I think, listen, Justin Fields is going to have that job sooner than later.
Yes.
I think we're all believers of that. He's had a very nice preseason, really nice August. You could probably say maybe the second best to Mac Jones. Even better than Trevor? Even better than Zach Wilson?
Yeah, so I think if you take the 3 preseason games, I would probably put Fields second.
Yeah, and even because keep in mind, Zach Wilson got off to a rough start in August, even before the preseason games, and then he didn't play in this last one. So he's kind of had he had a good 2-week stretch.
Yeah.
But Fields has had really a very nice everything.
I would say the biggest thing with Fields going forward is how much of the playbook does he know? Because what you've seen from the Bears in terms of the offense that they run, it's a lot of the same right now for Justin Fields. Now it's working, and it's making him look great. But I think once the football season starts, can he handle a capacity of a bigger playbook? Can he handle calling out blitzes and audibles and all that stuff? He hasn't really shown that part of it like Mac Jones has. So we'll see.
Speaking of Mac Jones, I got him as an A. Mm-hmm. Almost gave him an A+ because I gave Trevor an A+. Mm-hmm. Here's why I didn't give him an A+. He had 4 sacks in that game too, and some of that the offensive line. Some of the criticisms are much like Trevor was in the first week, holding on to the ball a little bit long. That's been the criticism a little bit at times of Justin Fields too. If you want to find some critiques, and so you take 4 sacks, probably 1 or 2 of those are on you. Sure. As a quarterback. Yeah. So I think most of the time it is. Mac Jones has been brilliant. I mean, he's been unbelievable. We talked a lot about him at the top of the show. He's earned the starting job. I mean, it's pretty – it reminds you – I'll tell you what this deal reminds you of. Mm-hmm. It reminds you of the Seattle and Matt Flynn and Russell Wilson. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
And now, listen, Cam Newton didn't go there as like this new gazillion-dollar guy that Matt Flynn did off like one game. Cam Newton had even a better resume, right? Cam Newton's a bigger name. Mm-hmm. This might be bigger than the Matt Flynn, Russell Wilson story. Now, the difference is Wilson was a 3rd-round pick. Mac Jones is a 15th overall pick, so there was some expectation for maybe this to happen, just not this soon.
Yeah, I mean, once again for Mac Jones, he's really been the story of the preseason. The leadership and maybe I didn't see this a lot in Alabama. I just didn't notice it, how he can, obviously you're the starting quarterback of the Alabama Crimson Tide. You're going to have some sort of leadership qualities, of course. But the way that he's taking control of huddles, the way that he's, and I say this again, calling out audibles, shifting the line, the offensive linemen, doing all this stuff, he looks like a 10-year pro. He really does. It's insane to watch. And by the way, he's got the arm to boot as well. So, yeah, I think he's had the best preseason of anybody. Definitely give him an A once again. And, hey, you earned your starting spot. Congratulations, Mac Jones.
Listen, you go all the way back to that last year at Alabama, and it was in the pandemic, and it was all about preparation. He made, like, notes, and he had, like, all these folders out, and he knew the offense.
Yeah.
Well, he just did the same thing here. Yeah. He knew the offense. Like, everything was easy to him. It clicked. It wasn't like he was guessing, deer in the headlights, none of that. He knew it. He just played fast, and he played well. And here he is. Again, a little biased. Mac Jones, bowl school, Jacksonville guy. But even if he wasn't from here, I think that Mac Jones is a very cool story for kids. This is not a guy that was in 8th and 9th grade, a 5-star guy, and everybody loved him. He was going to start at Alabama from day one. He's not your typical player. Like Cam Newton was that guy, right?
Yeah.
And now you have Mac Jones really just, in his last 18 months, it's been meteoric. It's crazy good. And it's unbelievable. I think it's going to be good for a long time to come.
So
I think this guy's a real deal.
I'm looking at the pro football focus grades from the preseason in terms of rookie quarterbacks. Out of Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, and Trey Lance, care to guess where they finished?
Say the first part again. What are you looking at? What's the context?
Pro football focus, their grades.
Oh, their grades from the pro football focus.
From the preseason.
Well, I think I cheat here a little bit. I think Mac Jones was like the highest since Patrick Mahomes.
Of course, yeah. Mac Jones number 1.
So out of these 5 guys, I would say Mac Jones, Zach Wilson on 2 games, Trevor, Justin Fields, Trey Lance.
I think you cheated.
No, I didn't.
You think Justin Fields is the 4th best quarterback?
Well, from a rating, I think the way Pro Football Focus looks at it, I think some of the numbers, because I think he might have had a couple of picks.
Yeah, I guess. Am
I right?
I have no idea how many picks.
No, how did they rank him?
Oh, no, yeah, you're right.
Oh, I was right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. They gave Justin Fields a 67.6, and Zach Wilson got an 85.7, Mac Jones 92.2, if you care about
What's
numbers.
Trevor's?
78.3.
Okay, so he was 3rd on that
And Trey
list.
Lance was a 56.7.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Justin Fields surprised us how good he looked. That's why we think Justin Fields might have had a better August.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence, he might not have looked as promising as we thought in the first game or 2.
Yeah.
So it was more our expectation. But if you grade the performances, I think it exactly would come out like that. That doesn't surprise me. Lastly, hey, Kyle Trask thought he played his best game. I had him as a B+.
I think I had a C-, didn't I?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Did he miss like 2 passes and his rating was like 120 something? He had through his first touchdown pass. I thought Trask played pretty well in this game. Did I look at the wrong numbers?
I don't think so.
Wrong performance? I saw some highlights of Trask. I thought he was.
Yeah, I'll be honest. 207. Yeah, I didn't watch the Kyle Trask highlights. Couldn't find him on the NFL Network. I just went by what somebody said about it on Twitter.
We got him.
No. He lost the ball twice. That's why I said it, because he had 2 turnovers.
He had 2 fumbles?
Yeah. That's why I said it. I was like, there'd be something in a box score that just, he had 2 turnovers.
He didn't have 2 interceptions, he had 2 fumbles.
2 fumbles.
Yeah, he does that. He does do that.
That's why I didn't give him an A+. I gave him a B+. Davis Mills had 3 interceptions. I gave him a D.
I think I gave him a D-. Yeah.
All right. Let's give Captain Rick Riles an A right now for just hanging in there and coming on the show. Florida Sportsman Fishing Report. What's up?
I think I want Brent grading my report card, not Austin.
Yeah, that might help.
There's no curves around here.
All right, well, quit calling your Seminole buddies to see how Kyle Trask did, all right? He won't get any higher than a C- if you do that. Golly, we had a lot of fun today. I tell you, one of the most fun things I'm involved with, Brent, is this fishing with fights. What we're trying to do is so many lining up to take the returning combat guys. We've been doing this for a number of years. It's not new, but taking the returning combat guys fishing. We had a couple of great trips today. Captain Roger Walker on the Streaker had a pair of guys back from Afghanistan, and they had a 15 and a 20-pound kingfish And a 28-pound Jack Crevalle had a shark, had a lot of bites, and my buddy Buzz Brannon took some guys inshore, and they limited out on mangrove snapper, had some big ones. So we are always thrilled to have the opportunity to thank our warriors and the guys. The fish certainly did their part today. I don't like the way the weekend's looking. I think we got another day or so of south wind like we've had, but watch out. The first northeaster could be on the way, actually right about on time. We usually see it about the first week of September. But there's one thing you can count on. We'll have a better idea what it's going to be like this weekend when we come back tomorrow with another fishing report brought to you by Workman's Quick Fix Plumbing.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Brent.
All right, that's Rick Riles. Catch him each day, Florida Sportsman Fishing Report, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, and then on Saturday morning, 7 o'clock on ESPN 690. Hey, we're going to take a break. We're a little late, but you know what we forgot?
What do we got?
Casey's hard work. We're going to break with the open to the QB rookie report card. We forgot about that, so we closed the segment with it instead. We'll be right back.
What? What are you doing? What are you talking about? Are you two-strapping? My backpack? Yeah. I gotta be seen with you. You gotta one-strap it. Seriously, I have no strap it if that would even be possible. Okay, what makes you the expert? I was cool in high school and you weren't? Okay, that makes sense. Continue.
Adamson.
Here.
Adler.
Here.
Anderson. Anderson.
Here. The 3 keys of coolness in high school. 1, don't try hard at anything. Okay, 2, make fun of people who do try. 3, be handsome. 4, if anyone steps you on the first day of school, you punch them directly in the face.
Bueller. Bueller. Bueller.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Partly cloudy tonight with a few showers, perhaps a rumble of thunder as temperatures drop into the 70s. There'll be some heavier tropical downpours at times that will continue on and off into Wednesday with highs in the mid to upper 80s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds, where for a limited time, get 0% financing for 5 years, only at Beard's Diamonds.
Let's be honest. I'm in the AC business, and even I don't want to buy a new AC system. And yet, the only thing worse than spending money on a new AC is spending it and then not getting the comfort and performance you paid for. Whether it's not seeing the promised comfort or efficiency due to a sloppy install and bad ductwork, or having a home that still feels sticky from inadequate humidity control, or dealing with bad air quality, allergies, mold, or anything else, investing in a new system to not get the comfort you paid for is total turd buckets. And that's why Griffin Service offers a 12-month test drive on all Florida-rated AC systems. If you're not thrilled with your increased comfort and efficiency, we'll uninstall the system and refund you 100% of your money. And that's for up to 12 months. Install the system now, and you'll still be covered next summer. It's only fair. So, if you need a new system, buy it from the company that'll guarantee you the performance and comfort you're paying for at
GriffinService.com.
Galaxy Builders, they're out of this world. Galaxy Builders, they're out of this world.
Attention residential roof repair technicians. Do you feel a lack of support from your boss or feel you're underpaid? If so, Galaxy Builders wants to interview you today. Galaxy Builders is hiring experienced roof repair technicians and offers a $5,000 signing bonus, 401k plan, and a fully outfitted company truck. Fill out the Contact Us form at galaxyfla.com to schedule an interview.
Deb's constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating kept giving her grief. She talked to her doctor to get some relief. Turns out Deb had irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, which was a start. Saying yes to Linzess helped her do her part.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
When you think about Jacksonville, you think about a city that is surrounded by water. And being by water afforded Jacksonville to have one of the largest container ports in the entire country. And another fun fact that RV sales are at an all-time high right now. But what does this all mean? What am I getting at? It means that there's high-paying jobs available for those that know the ins and outs of the marine side and of the land side of recreational vehicles. And this is where JTech comes into play. JTech offers a program where you can learn about the diagnostic procedures and effective repair methods of a variety of recreational vehicles, including motorhomes and RVs, power boats, jet skis, diesel and gasoline, outboard and inboards, and much more. And they also help prepare students to take the Yamaha certification exam, which is required in the Marine Maintenance Certification Program. To learn more about JTech, visit jtech.org or call them at 904-483-9460. Ask for Hank to set up an appointment to tour the campus or get your questions answered. That's 904-483-9460 or visit jtech.org.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
You're Air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Summer is in full swing, and DoorDash is making sure you get the most out of this time with your family. Back-to-school shopping should be easy and convenient, and now it is with DoorDash. Get all of your essentials brought right to your door with 1-hour delivery. Shop healthy lunch options from your favorite grocery store and notebooks, pens, and pencils from your local convenience store. It's all just a tap away, all in one app. Simplify your summer and download the DoorDash app today.
Doctors Without Borders teams confront hard facts in conflict and crisis zones. When others look away, we step in to act. Because measles still kills more than 100,000 children every year, we're there to vaccinate more than 1 million. Because some countries have only 1 or 2 mental health professionals, we provided over 400,000 mental health consultations last year. The fact is, your support makes our life-saving work possible. Picture the impact we can have together. DoctorsWithoutBorders.org.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The golf club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family-owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the golf club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the golf club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jax on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
I was going to hard to make it with CJ, with Tyson Campbell, who was dinged up, but he'll be back ready to go. We feel good about him. He's got to make a play down the field a little bit better than he did. Our Shaq, those are the top three. And then we feel really strong about Trey Herndon. You know, we feel he's done a lot of good things around here. He's a good chance he'll start at nickel or battle Tyson for that spot. And we just felt that Sidney's got some. It might be the best opportunity for him, too.
Sidney Jones traded away last night by the Jags, and that creates a young secondary in Tyson Campbell and Tyson Campbell and C.J. Henderson. Shaq Griffin, their veteran, and now Trey Herndon's become a veteran. Mm-hmm. How good are they in the second? They like their talent, but can they be good? Are they too young in the C.J. and Tyson spots? Tyson Campbell dinged up enough, as Coach just said, but Trey Herndon also coming back from injury, so we'll see who plays that nickel spot. They have some flexibility at the secondary position. Hey, it's back, folks. The Cadillac Action Sports Jax Dream 18 Golf Tournament on September 20th at Southampton, presented by the law offices of Ron Scholes, the Jacksonville Giants, along with loyal partners like Jacksonville Best Bet and Florida Georgia Windows and Doors. Come on out and play some golf for a good cause. Raise money for St. Michael's Soldiers and the North Florida Junior Golf Foundation. It's not just golf. It's flat-out fun. We'll have some music from some of our radio stations out there. Food from all over the area on just about every hole. You won't go hungry. I promise. Metro Diner, Jumpin' Jack's House of Food, Mambo's, Smoothie King, Front Porch Kettle Corn, Vita de Louis, or Thirsty, CGC Water, Mini Bar, Willie Jules Barbecue, Jack's Craft Brewery. They're all going to be there. And we're adding more on a daily basis. I just can't announce them yet. You won't be hungry no matter how bad you play golf. That's for you too, Austin.
Oh, yeah.
And you, Casey.
I appreciate that.
But only a few foursomes to go, so you can register at Action Sports Jacks, Dream18.com. It is 3 weeks from yesterday at Southampton on a Monday morning after the Jags win their home opener. Let's go have some fun.
Let's get it, man. Let's
so
get it.
Action Sports Jacks, Dream18.com, the place to register. Here's the deal. We'll have room for you most likely, but I try to limit the field to anywhere between 100 and 120 players because I don't really like having a 7-hour round of golf.
What is the cut going to be?
Cut of usually
of
like
9 holes. No, I'm saying 9 holes.
To make
you have a cut?
Probably 6 under.
Okay, good. Yeah, let's get them out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Probably 6 under. Get some good players.
Yeah, it's competitive.
I mean, there's usually a ringer or 2 teams.
Okay.
I mean,
okay. Well, it's competitive.
Derek at Southampton, he owns Southampton, Derek and Willie DiStefano.
Yeah.
And they can play. Willie doesn't usually play, but Derek can really play. Like I've played a round of golf with him when he shot 63.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, Scobie will sometimes play in this thing. I'm sure somebody's trying to recruit him. So we can get some really good players out there. So that's you got to look out for that. But it's not – listen, we don't do crazy prizes. We don't care who wins. Like it's the least part of the golf tournament that I care about is who wins. Don't care. I really don't. I don't go to charity golf events to win.
Yeah.
Now, if you had like great prizes, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
It's cool to win. Like I get it, competition. But we'll have some nice things to give you. But you're going to get something all around the golf course. So it's a fun day.
I'll focus on the food then. Not so much the golf.
I know the food alone is it's worth it. Hey, let's get to South Beach Gary. I think he's been hanging around. Dolphins or football or Cam Newton, Mac Jones or Jags? Where are you going, South Beach Gary?
A couple of things. First of all, Brent, I know you're disappointed in Sidney Jones. I think you were kind of tooting his horn this camp.
Well, I was. I can't tell you I'm highly disappointed, but I was. I thought the first half, I don't think I was wrong either, South Beach Gary. I think the first 3 weeks, he looked really good.
Looked fantastic.
I thought the last 2 games, he didn't look so good.
He probably had to play at training camp.
But I'll tell you what, I was surprised at this.
We'll call him the trumpeter, Austin.
I like it.
Tooting the horn.
I like it.
I tell you this, though. The fan base on Twitter, when you put that out there, there are a lot of people that are going to miss Sidney Jones.
Sure.
More than I thought.
Yeah.
So, okay, carry on.
But it was interesting, the Dolphins cutting McKinney and they restructured Grant's deal. I think Mr. Greer has something going on. He's either with signing a player or making a trade. I don't know if it's Chandler Jones or someone on the waiver wire. So I think he's looking to either add a guard on the offensive line or a pass rusher, and they're making the cap room for a reason.
Yeah,
So,
they could be doing that. The Chandler Jones thing's interesting. That thing has gone dead, right? I mean, that was a kind of a vocal thing for a bit over the summer, and then bam, it was gone. So maybe something sneaks back up on that front, South Beach Gary.
How good could that defense be with Chandler Jones and Jalen Phillips?
Yeah, pretty darn good. I mean, now Phillips, we don't know a ton about yet. I mean, but obviously he's a good prospect. So.
And last thing, do either of you give my Kings puncher's chance on Saturday?
No.
No.
Nope.
You haven't even seen this Bama quarterback, Brent.
It doesn't matter. I mean,
what if he throws 3 picks?
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to root for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to root for the Canes.
But it's also
how big would that be for recruiting for Miami?
Well, it'd be massive. It'd be welcome back, right? But yeah, good luck. But you'll be doing something else by halftime.
All right,
love it.
See ya.
Can I share? I mean, outside because I'm refreshing nonstop with the roster moves, right?
Refresher.
There's also another trending topic right now, and I can't stop laughing at it. So Bonnaroo is trending right now. You know what Bonnaroo is, right? The big music festival.
Yes.
I was thinking about going
I only
because
know that because you've told me, by the way.
Now we had free media passes. I was thinking, well, maybe go check it out in Tennessee.
That's right.
So it's taking place this weekend. People obviously rearrange their schedules and everything, plan for this event to happen.
Did the company cheap out on that?
No, they still have them.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm reading the tweet and it made me laugh.
Oh, just wait. So everyone's getting ready, right? I mean, Bonnaroo is this weekend. Huge lineup, Brett. People you've never heard of before. I'm not going to go through the lineup.
But you were going to do some good interviews.
Take my word for it. Yeah. And a social distance, obviously.
Of course.
And with a couple barley pops probably as well. But with that being said, there was worries about, the hurricanes and everything with Ida, right?
Okay.
Well, thankfully, Ida went through, obviously caused major damage, but as far as Tennessee's concerned, not too bad, right? Or so you thought. Bonnaroo just released this statement on Twitter, and I quote, "We are absolutely heartbroken to announce that we must cancel Bonnaroo. While this weekend's weather looks outstanding, currently Centeroo, which is like part of Bonnaroo, is waterlogged in many areas. The ground is incredibly saturated on our toll booth pass, and the campgrounds are flooded to the point that we are unable to drive or park vehicles safely. Big bummer. Now, we have done everything in our power to try to keep the show moving forward, but Mother Nature has dealt us a tremendous amount of rain over the past 24 hours, and we have run out of options to try to make this event happen safely and in a way that lives up to the Bonnaroo experience." This is the best part. So keep in mind, this is the worst news ever if you're a festival goer, because this is one of the biggest in the country. From around the world
But it's
are
a
coming to this festival.
swampland.
It's a farm. It's called the farm.
I know, but I'm telling you, it's like swampy.
Right now it is, yeah. And last but not least, please find ways to safely gather with your Bonnaroo community and continue to radiate positivity during this disappointing time. We will see you on the farm in June 2022. Imagine taking off of work and you're ready to go there this weekend, but no, we're all good. We're going to radiate positivity with our safely knit Bonnaroo community. That is not how you handle PR. I think, I don't know, I'm not in the PR business. I feel like saying sorry, but continue to radiate positivity with your community. Not the best.
How do you spell Bonnaroo?
Bonnaroo.
All right.
It's literally one of the biggest festivals.
How old is this festival?
Oh, man. I want to say it's almost maybe a decade.
Is it? So it's relatively new?
Yeah, it's relatively new.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's become a big thing.
It's become a huge thing. Yeah, we're going to do our honeymoon there when my wife and I got married.
Really?
Yeah.
So where is it in Tennessee?
Manchester, Tennessee.
Is that outside of Nashville? Or is it in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee?
Oh, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh,
for all you Bonnaroo faithful.
I mean, hey, I
just love the fact that there's a Bonnaroo and a Centeroo.
Oh, yeah. So I guess the Centeroo's like the campground. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Is there a don't-go-aroo?
And then the fact that they said this weekend's weather is looking outstanding, but currently. Oh, man, Bonnaroo, do better.
Sorry for all you Bonnaroo fans.
And by the way, you thought the Houston Texans comments were chef's kiss this season?
Pretty good.
Oh, these comments are
fantastic.
Go
follow Bonnaroo.
Yeah, go follow Bonnaroo.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jags on ESPN 690. One last look at who's Gonaroo on the Jaguars roster.
Nice.
Coming up on ESPN 690.
This is Action Sports Jax.
I think I'm getting closer and closer to doing the anatomy of the screenplay. I mean, what the hell? I mean, why can't we run a screen in Jacksonville for 14 years since I've been here? 14 freaking years we can't run a screenplay. And then on defense, we can't stop the damn thing. They can't stop a screenplay. We can't run a screenplay. What is going on in Jacksonville? I mean, it's unbelievable. They run screenplays in high school. Happy football season. Oh, it's so good to have it back. What do you say we get a pint? You can do that at Colhane's Irish Pub all football season at Atlantic Beach in the South Side. 2 locations. TVs to watch your favorite teams like the Georgia Bulldogs. Fish and chips. Shepherd's pie. Plenty of food and drink while you watch football. Go today for lunch or dinner. Eat in, order out. Colhane'sIrishPub.com and try the new Five Sisters Vodka at happy hour. 2 locations, Atlantic Beach and Southside. Colhane's Irish Pub, Irish Sass with 5-star class.
Today, I took someone to their first job.
Today, I helped someone get to a medical appointment.
Today, I helped someone see their loved ones.
Today, I took someone to see a concert.
JTA bus operators are professional, trained, courteous, and proud. Become a driver of change. JTA is now hiring bus operators and is offering $10,000 to $15,000 hiring bonuses. On-the-job training provided. CDL training available. To apply, log on to go.jtafla.com/drive or call 904-630-3100. That's 630-3100 to become a driver of change.
I received a call the other day from a woman. Her husband tragically was unable to call himself, but he had told her, if anything ever happens to me, call Morgan & Morgan. And what higher honor could we receive than protecting someone's family after they're gone? Life can be shattered in a moment. When that happens, know that America's largest injury law firm is here for you. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, do you owe more than $25,000 on your car, a truck, or that toy in the driveway? Refinance your auto loan with One-to-One Financial. We'll not only lower your payments, but we'll put $200 cash in your pocket. Plus, we have the lowest loan rates in town. Make some room in your budget and put more cash in your pocket. When you refinance with One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Apply today at 121fcu.org. Federally insured by NCUA.
Here in the Sunshine State, more than 3 million men are over age 45, and over half suffer from ED or PE. Here's a message from Prime Men's Medical Center.
I'm Dr. Brown. If you're having problems in the bedroom and pills like Viagra have let you down, you'll see results at Prime Men's Medical Center, guaranteed, or your exam is free. And it's affordable.
Call 904-664-8217. Guaranteed results on your first visit or your exam is free. Call 904-664-8217.
Seems like a no-brainer to me. If you install it, you ought to be able to service it. But for gas-fired water heaters, there are a whole lot of plumbing companies that can't and won't service them, even though they're happy to install them. Now, just think about that. They don't have the expertise to work with gas, but they're installing a gas unit. Does that seem like a good idea to you? Seems like a recipe for turd buckets to me. You might as well have Acme parachute that water heater in and have the Coyote install it. At Griffin Service, not only are we the same-day water heater specialists, we're also the gas-fired water heater kings. And that goes for both tank and tankless units. And naturally, we're certified to service and install them, because we fix what others can't. Plus, we have water heaters in stock and ready to roll same day. So if your gas water heater needs service or replacement, or you're thinking of switching to a gas-fired water heater, it's kind of a no-brainer on who you should call, isn't it?
GriffinService.com.
Do you have a passion for sales? Are you known for building strong relationships? Do you love to compete and win? CMG Jacksonville is searching for a talented individual to join our family as a media consultant. This position will require a committed person who will forge great relationships with Jacksonville's business leaders and develop profitable campaigns for advertisers. If your talents are a match, email your resume to jaxjobs@cmg.com. That's JAXJOBS@cmg.com or call 245-8732.
Hi, I'm Tom Van Osdal, President and CEO of Ascension Florida and Gulf Coast. I'm proud to be the chair of this year's American Heart Association First Coast Heart Walk, coming up on Saturday, September 11th. This year, out of an abundance of caution and for the health of our community, rather than one large event, we will have 3 satellite locations in different Jacksonville neighborhoods. Visit firstcoastheartwalk.org today and learn more and find the location nearest you.
Hey, it's Brett Mortno from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
If Mac Jones stays healthy, which is always a big if in this contact sport, they will challenge the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East, which gives them an opportunity to challenge whoever comes out of the other divisions. They will be a top 4 team in the AFC, and I don't think anyone would have ever said that in the middle of the season last year when we were all having these conversations on talk radio about the demise of the Patriots. How soon have we forgotten that Bill Belichick has put a team together led by a rookie quarterback that if he stays healthy, they are a top 4 team in the entire AFC this season.
No, they won't be. I don't buy that. Booger McFarland. I don't buy it. You think Patriots will be top 4 team in the AFC? You're a big Patriots fan. You're a Belichick guy.
I'm a Patriots believer, but top 4 is just a little too aggressive for my liking. You got the Bills, you got the Browns, you got the Chiefs.
You got Indianapolis or
Tennessee. Yeah. Top 6.
I mean, it could be the Dolphins might be better than the Patriots, honestly.
Trying to cater to South Beach, Gary. Now that's great.
What about the Steelers? If Ben plays well.
Yeah. Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
There's just
I'm not high on Denver or the Raiders. So
People
I would
are
say
a
the
little high
Patriots.
on the Broncos.
The Broncos
I
are very
know.
high on, but I'm not.
They're the,
if you
they're,
told me,
they're the
Brent,
Reds of the
you
NFL
can pick
right
the Broncos
now.
or,
They're
or
the Cincinnati
Patriots.
Reds of the NFL.
You bring the Broncos or the Patriots, I would take the Patriots.
I'm taking the Patriots
right?
too. Yeah.
You got feeling a little bit different, by the way, about the Eagles or the Jags.
Am I feeling any
Isn't
different?
that one
Why?
of the bets?
Yeah, because why? They announced Jalen Hurts is the quarterback finally? What do you mean? I'm not.
I just don't think the
doing
Eagles
all right.
are going to be very good.
I don't know, man. What do you think? The Jaguars are going to be pretty good? Like, good?
No.
Playing. Okay, I mean.
No, but I think they're going to be better than the Eagles.
I mean, division. Do you want to go back to the
No, I don't wanna
okay,
go
because we
back.
can go back to this whole debate again where if Tennessee plays in the NFC East, they probably, that whole thing.
Do you think we could put, like, what we talk about in commercial break on, like, a different feed? It's like a live listen in.
All right.
Now, that would be the one, like, we
That's
have to
the
swear and stuff.
Yeah, that's like the OnlyFans account.
OnlyFans account.
Yes.
Right? I mean, we were talking Meg
Too-
Thee Stallion
too
and
hot.
TMZ.
I'm telling
hot
you,
for the radio.
the people that did not get to hear Austin describing to Brent music festivals and who Meg Thee Stallion was,
Yeah.
it was
No, I
definitely
knew
worth
who
it being
Meg
the
Thee
Stallion.
Hey, don't
Don't
shortchange Brett now.
shortchange you with
Brett
that.
knows exactly who Megan Thee
I
Stallion
did.
was. What he didn't know is why she gets blurred out sometimes on TMZ during her
Yes,
performances.
That was the question.
And that's a legitimate
I was
question.
like, is that like an everyday thing?
From a conscientious observer who doesn't really, in the genre, that's
Yeah.
a legitimate question.
Yeah.
But I'm proud that you actually know who she is.
Well, thank you.
Now, be honest, does Kaylee?
I don't know, but I probably should
Who are
find
your
out.
kids listening to? Hey, who are your kids listening to, Brett?
Most of the kids do like country.
Okay.
But I would say Kaylee's all over the place. Like Kaylee, Ty doesn't listen to me. Here's Ty has air.
Ty doesn't listen to music at all. He doesn't believe in it.
No, he actually likes the music if it's in the car, but he's not listening to music like on his phone.
Okay.
Or anything like that.
Yeah.
In fact, so much so that we got the kids' AirPods for Christmas.
Yep.
Ty hasn't even opened them.
Ty, give it to me.
It's September.
Ty, give it to me. I have some Zoom interviews coming up I got to do.
Ty hasn't opened them.
I love it.
Kaylee has lost one.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course, yeah.
Only one?
Yeah,
I feel
she's
like
got half.
I feel like that's standard with it, yep.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised I haven't lost them either.
Sure. Oh, are you lying to us?
No,
Did you buy a new pair?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I thought I had to recently, but I didn't.
Okay.
I lost mine in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I thought
See,
I would. I mean,
that's-
they are very losable items.
That's why I don't have them, man. Casey, you had a pair of AirPods?
For like 5-6 minutes at the max.
I feel like you're better than that.
That's the reason why I don't go back to the gym. I left him at the gym.
I know you haven't been around the show for a while, but Austin says the AirPods are very uncool, and he's totally wrong. You lost that bet. Everybody wears the AirPods.
I lost that bet.
Everybody wears the AirPods. I'm the coolest cat around because I wear the AirPods.
So what you're saying is your son is not cool at all for not wearing the AirPods.
Nah, I think he'd probably agree. He'd probably agree. He can't bother with being cool.
Yeah.
Just trying to lift and hit and all that.
Real quick, Brett. First waiver wire ad that the Jaguars announce. Who's it going to be?
Jacob Hollister.
Jacob Hollister? All right. All right.
Nah, I don't
No?
believe that.
Oh, come on. Hey, man.
I was going to go Cornell Powell. How about that?
All right.
We'll take the 5th round pick out of Kansas City.
Go ahead and give me the cat from the Chargers, Johnson.
All
or
right.
whatever his name was. I forgot already.
Tyrone Johnson.
Tyrone Johnson, yeah.
All right.
All right.
We'll see what happens. More on TV coming up tonight, CBS 47, Fox 30. I'll be on the road tomorrow at Fields Auto Group Porsche location on Atlantic Boulevard. Come on out, say hello. 3 to 6, we'll be back at it on ESPN 690. Have a good night, everybody.
Hey, frequent heartburn may